Let me hit refresh. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're good.
Hello? Are we back?
I see you fine now.
Ooh, there we go. I did my own version of the wasted game. um but yeah, that's thank you everybody. Thank you. Sorry about that. Internet's a little
Welcome back.
welcome back. And a little bit chunky today. And actually, Matt, it's funny you say that. That's a good segue into our next question. And old gray one. Gaming's a good addiction to have. There are worse things to be addicted to than video games.
I know I do. I know I have a gaming addiction. I don't even begin to deny it.
So we've talked about your love for Final Fantasy.
Yes.
What other RPGs? I guess get your motor going.
The Suikoden series, definitely. Persona is a series that I literally have on multiple occasions avoided on purpose because I know how badly they pull me in. When I played Persona 3, that was based off of recommendation of one Brain Boxers. It was part of one of his crazy bets. He gave me 3 games to play in like a month. And Persona was like 120 hours long, so there was no way. But I found myself coming out of it being like, I absolutely love this game, and I instantly went back into the fourth one, or went into the fourth one. I stopped playing it for a little bit because I found myself coming home from work every day and spending 3 or 4 hours playing Persona. Waking up, going to work, coming home, Persona, go to bed. Like I spent so much time on Persona 3 that I didn't want to do it again so quickly. So Persona, without question, is something I did with 5 the same way. I played 5 a couple, like right as it came out, and I found myself like, no, I don't want to get crazy. Like I don't want to get totally nuts. But yeah, Suikoden. I really like. I like the Xenogears games. I haven't played the Xenogears Saga Blade. That whole line's really good. I'm just trying to. There's literally so many. It makes it really difficult for me to like think about them on the spot. What's in my head? Nothing like action RPGs. Like there's so many. Like I really liked the Tales series.
Ooh, the
I played
series.
Tales of Grace. You were there for that. I absolutely love the Tales series. That they're so good. And I like a lot of tactics style games. Like I played Final Fantasy Tactics, obviously. I played Vandal Hearts was a game I really liked, which was a Konami tactics game that was really good. Octopath Traveler is another one. Tactics Ogre Battle, those style ones. I really like those. Really, really like those. But yeah, I would say Suikoden, Persona, Final Fantasy. I don't have the same love for Dragon Quest the way Link does, but it's only from lack of playing it, not because I don't like it. I really like the first one. It's what got me into Final Fantasy. Usually you're on one camp or the other. Some people are on both. But like I like the Golden Sun series that was on Game Boy Advance. I love that a whole lot. Beyond the Beyond that was on PlayStation. I like that a lot. So it's I tend to enjoy turn-based more than real-time RPGs. Like Kingdom Hearts, I liked because of how it looked and because of its Final Fantasy affiliation, but it didn't grab me because I didn't want to just keep getting into these random battles where I was running around beating stuff up and stopping.
Right. Real quick, old one gray. I'm kind of the same way. With that, I have the ability to essentially be playing 3 games, be in the middle of 3 games at once. Like I've been streaming Persona 3 recently, but I still haven't finished Metal Gear Solid. I mean, and I'm in the middle of a run of a playthrough of it. I've beat it, hundreds of times, but so yeah, I kind of get that. I gotta jump from game to game after a while. Brain Boxers mentioned Front Mission. Wasn't that like a? Why do I think mechs when I think Front Mission?
Yeah, it was almost like a tactics style. Why is this happening? A tactics style mech game. You're absolutely right. You definitely have the right image in your head. If you think it feels kind of kind of like Zone of the Enders, Metal Gear, those kind of games,
Okay.
Mech Warrior. Like, yeah, you're spot on. It was just a Square Enix mech game.
Where do a game like and I liked this game. I actually liked it a lot. Kessen for PS2. Where is that really? Is that more strategy than RPG?
It is. It is more strategy. It's more real time strategy. A little bit. It's not so much so. You mentioned Kessen. I absolutely love the Kessen, Dynasty Warriors, Romance of Three Kingdoms, Dynasty Tactics. Like that were four. They had four different genres with the same derivative story. Like they got their information from the same game. And technically, Dynasty Warriors was a fighting game first before it became the beat 'em up. It did. Or the Muso. I don't know how to say that word. Style. Just 1 on 300 style action games. I love that story, but yeah, Kessen's really good. I think Kessen was more short lived because Romance of the Three Kingdoms was so close to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little more, I guess, controller friendly with Kessen. But yeah, those kind of games are good too. I don't seek those kinds out. Stuff like I don't know if you ever played Brutal Legend. Do you remember that game, that Jack Black game that was like, oh, I'm like this guitar dude from.
I remember.
Well, that game ended. The latter half of that game is like a general on the battlefield of combat style game where like you are literally getting hordes of demons and fighting stuff. So like it turned into like a normal story action game and ended like that. It's very, very weird. But yeah, games like that are cool.
Yeah, I loved Kessen. If there was a way for me to play and stream it today, not right now, but I would stream that tomorrow.
No, you know what? Shut it down. Let's do it. Let's do Kessen.
Just fucking see if it's on Steam. Yeah, I got that as a graduation gift from high school from talking about Matt Jones earlier from he got that for me. I fucking love that game. And it's funny. I don't know what you said to make me think of that, but that game's awesome.
I'm very much obsessed with Dynasty Warriors, so I get it.
You know what? I had Brain Boxers just said something. It's amazing. I love that platinum. Your big thing, kind of jumping around here, with streaming, and really not even streaming, just playing games in general, has always been 100%ing and or platinuming it. What
yes.
Where does that come from? Being a game isn't enough. You have to essentially, beat the living shit out of it and just do everything.
I always say that trophies for me ruin games, and it's the weirdest way I can put it is I would stop picking up games and playing literally anything if I didn't feel like I was going to finish it 100%. I don't know why this happened. When achievements started with Xbox 360, I did not feel the need to go and get every achievement. I don't know why Sony's trophy system made me feel like I had to get everything that game trophy-wise had to offer. There's been many times where I won't even put a disc into the PlayStation because you can't delete trophy lists. I wouldn't even put the disc into the PlayStation to play it because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to spend the whatever it is to finish this game. And honestly, I feel like I don't like it. I like getting trophies. I like the fun of doing the completionist stuff because I am a completionist. But there are games that do not require you to do every single thing to get the trophy. And then there's games that require you to do every single stupid, mundane, useless, not fun thing to get every trophy. And yes, there's 100% of psychology about it, Torrentula. And for whatever it is, it made it so that I didn't want to start the endeavor. I'm better with it now with streaming. Streaming has given me the ability to scratch the completionist itch and it be okay. Like if it's like, yo, dude, you've played that game. This is your fourth playthrough. What are you doing? Well, I have to do whatever. Like a great example of that for me was in Final Fantasy 13, where you have to kill those gigantic continent-sized dinosaur-looking boys that stomp around and kill you. There's a chance that Taryn, I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. You could just sit there and kill it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and they take forever to kill, because killing them conventionally takes forever. You can just do the death spell, but the death spell had a super low percentage. You'd have to kill them so many times to get the items they drop. You put turn those items into points, turn those points into like you just have to sit there and grind and grind and grind. And obviously, when you want to get to the end and be done with it, you want to do it the most efficient way, but the most efficient way is typically the most repetitive way. How's it spoilers? So when I found myself at the end of that game, be like, yay, I got the trophy. Longui, that's the name of it is. I remember being like, man, that like kind of sucked. Like I didn't like having to do that. I'm happy I have the trophy. And weirdly, it's funny that we talk about completionist. I inadvertently gave myself a challenge that wasn't a trophy in that game, where like the game was kind of cut into chapters, and I remember doing all of the fights before the final chapter that were possible, and most of those fights were engineered for the next chapter. Like you're limited to what you can and can't do at that point. And I made it a point to, before I started the 5th chapter, or whatever chapter it was, killing all of the special fights. And one of them, you're so underpowered, it was ridiculous. But there's a poison exploit in that game where if you poison something, it doesn't matter how many hit points it has, it's percentage based. So every 3 seconds it would lose 1%. It didn't matter if it had 8 billion points or 20, it would lose 1% health every 3 seconds. So a boss that had like 600,000 points, if you could get poison to stick and survive, you would win. And I ended up beating fights like that. So I would like implement my own challenge, be like, hey, I did this thing. And I realized that the trophy system was the digital representation of I did this thing. You ever had like friends like, yo, did you ever do this? Yes, I did that. No, I didn't. The trophy system is the representation of I did this thing. With Xbox, it was you got points. With this, it's like, no, I have that trophy. I don't know why points versus trophy, they're technically the same thing, but one is like, here's the icon that represents that task. And I'm a very big fan of, look, did you do that task? Yes, I did. I did all the tasks. God, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's fun like watching, you, whether it's on stream or at home, platinum a game. And it's a satisfying feeling.
Yes.
I know I've only platinumed. I'll tell this story real quick, and then we're gonna take a quick break. I gotta grab a drink and stretch my legs. I've only platinumed one game in my entire life, and that was on the Vita, the Persona 4 Golden. And I got really far in it, and I said, "Yo, Matty, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna platinum this before you." And he goes, you're not going to, you don't have the wherewithal to do that, or busting chops. So I go, hey, so a few weeks go by, and I'm updating. I go, hey, I got that Risei. I think I texted you actually. I got that Risei trophy where you have to hear all her win quotes or whatever.
Yes.
I remember you being like, "Oh shit, Ryoko just might get it," and so I hit a wall with, I forget what trophy it was. Maybe you might remember better than me. I don't think it might have been the books that you had to read.
Maybe, yeah. It might have just been you have to get all the stats, all the social links, all that stuff, in one playthrough kind of thing.
And I think I was so close, and then Matt, we're hanging out at Matt's place one night, and he's like Ryoko, here. He's like, hands me his Vita. He's like, go do this. So I click the button.
Hold on. I gotta preface this a little bit better. I remember very distinctly the reason why you brought this up is you were checking my trophy list to see how far I was getting.
That's
and
right.
You kept saying, you were like, hey, I have this, I have more. I'm like, oh, shit, like I didn't, you are really outpacing me here. And then I turned my trophy updates, my automatic trophy updates off. And then when that night, I handed you the Vita and I said, Ryoko, do me a favor. Did you have an issue in this part of the game like I did? Check this out. And I handed him the Vita.
Then I press the button, press it again, and a trophy pops off. I go, oh. And then the platinum trophy pops off, and I was like, oh. Oh. Fuck. And I think it was a little bit of like disappointment and also like, oh, I just essentially just platinumed the game for Matt. And then I got the platinum like a week later. I forget what trophy it was that held me up, but
I can tell you, I remember this story because shit, I was the one behind the psychosis of it. I remember you saying that you were seeing my progress and it was making you want to play more. So I turned off your ability to see my progress and it made you like lighten up. Like you couldn't see, like you were like, wait, I thought you were. I'm like, yeah, you did think I was because I made it seem like I was because you were going fast because I was going at a consistent pace, but you were playing more than I was. So I was like, oh well, if he doesn't think that I'm getting more trophies, then I'm going to make it seem like I'm not getting trophies.
And yeah, I lightened up. I guess I figured, oh well, I can pull back the reins a bit.
Right, like you didn't have to grind it because I wasn't close.
Because I'm not, and Matt will attest to this. I am not a grinder when it comes to those games. That like when I play a game like the Personas, I'm in it literally for the story and the social links. I'm not the battle system. I think the battle system in 4 is pretty good.
Three's tough.
3's tough.
3 is tough.
But like the Taruku Kajas and the Maruku Kajas, I don't fucking
the new language of spells. Yes.
Yeah, like just attack. I'm not, but I would do the same thing in Pokemon. I'm bad at grinding Pokemon. Anybody that's watched me play Pokemon on this channel knows I don't grind well. It's just not for me.
You're not into RPGs for the fighting or the stats. You're in it for the story.
Which is weird because that's like half of 90% of RPG.
I can understand role-playing game. You're trying to become a character in a story, so I can understand why you're in it for the story. But it's like then just read books. Like you're playing video games to play a game. You're not playing that game for the game. You're playing that game for the story. Just read a book.
You're not wrong. We're gonna take a quick break. Old One Gray. When we get back, we'll talk Pokemon. Like I said, probably about like less than 10 minutes. If you guys want to get up, I know we've been sitting here for over an hour now. Get up, stretch your legs, get something to eat. It is dinner with Ryoko after all. And then we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna put my BRB screen up that Groovy absolutely loves, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the controller has been found. Nope. All make way, or Ryoko will drive you off the circuit. You're not wrong.
Are you talking to me? Because you're still. I don't know if you can be heard, but I can hear. Yeah.
Mario Andretti. Holy shit, Ryoko. Get ready to clip this, somebody. Get ready to clip it. I'll clip it if somebody else doesn't. That's okay. Get shit on!
A Ridge Racer! Racing! Oh yeah! Ridge Racer! Oh, Ridge Racer! Yo, my guy has the biggest lead ever. He's like, yo, who's this chick? Hey, can you give a girl a ride? I've done that. We're like, oh, what's someone saying? Oh, hey, Brand, and then bam, I'm like, oh, great, there goes my race.
Absolutely. No, that's why, like, for my chat bot, I have timers that I'll turn on actually for if I'm like doing a dungeon or if I'm doing a tournament that literally just like every 15 minutes is like, hey, sorry, Abbers can't talk right now.
So I'll be honest, the first time you said body part dice, you know what I mean? I immediately thought you had penis dice.
Yes, I have. I have penis dice. I'm writing that down because that's fucking hilarious. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 40. We'll call it 43 seconds.
Do you just want it clipped?
Dice. Yeah, let's clip the penis dice.
Men in their games.
Men in their games.
Wild animals.
You're right.
Woo! Number one! Number one! We did it! Is that the same thing, or is it different? Because I used to have... Oh, can I not... Did I fuck up? Nope, I didn't. No! Wait! No! No! Bad game be bad! Bad game is bad! I took a picture of its butt. A picture of its butt. Damn it, Ryoko. What the hell are those things? Those are pretty cool. Do you want
to know how often you need to wash your hands?
No, I don't. Never mind. Go to hell. See what outfits we got. What was that?
Pineapples.
Pineapples?
Pineapples.
Oh! Oh, I'm dead! Oh! I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead! Oh my god! Oh my god! Welcome. We've updated Windows to bring you a brand new web browser built for Windows 10. I just want Chrome. Internet Explorer? Do you have Netscape? Ooh, look at you. It's 8-bit Freddy. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. No, I can't. I can't even clip. I can't clip. I can't clip. Yeah, I can't clip. That sucks. That also sucks. Get up there, Ryoko. Damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, the controller has been found. All make way, or Ryoko will drive you off the circuit. You're not wrong. I have no idea. Mario Andretti. Holy shit, Ryoko. Get ready to clip this, somebody. Get ready to clip it. I'll clip it if somebody else doesn't. That's okay. And boop. Alright, we are back, everybody. Real quick, I do a few shout-outs. And by a few, I mean a bunch. Go check out all of these people that I'm about to shout out. And go give them follows. Matty, real quick, we do have a question from the chat. Is it purple? Are you sure? I can tell you it might not be purple.
Of course I'm not sure.
You guys are welcome. Make sure you guys go click those links, follow those three amazing persons. Matt, it might be orange. Have you thought about
It's always
that?
purple or green, and I think it's 1, 2 in that order.
What is your yeah, we'll take a couple audience questions. Matt, what's your favorite salty snack?
Oh God. So recently I've come across those voodoo kettle style chips. They're like they're like a Louisiana like salt and vinegar type. They're voodoo kettle cooked chips. I could eat an entire bag in one sitting. Like effortlessly. They're perfect. Right? I have a very big issue with snacks that or food I get sick of if I have too much of the same thing. I can eat them until I stop breathing.
I love bugles. Put on your fingers. Finger food. Correction, no one likes bugles. They're okay. They make flavored ones.
No one. You know why the flavored ones are not terrible? Because they're not bugle flavored.
I'm usually pretty high when I eat them.
Yeah, but you could be picking at your drywall and not realize it. Be like, bro.
Rolled gold.
I do like
pretzels.
sourdough pretzels too.
Ooh, sourdough pretzels are underrated.
You just have to have the strong teeth to get through them. That's all.
Yeah. I went to the brunch earlier, and you'd hate some of the food because it was eggs. I don't know how much you hate eggs, but these are the best scrambled eggs I've ever eaten.
Scramby?
And it came with corned beef hash. And it's the best corned beef hash.
That I box with.
Oh man, it's like real corned beef, like hash. It's not like canned stuff. But I digress. What were we talking? We were talking about Persona. So it was Brain Boxers that got you into the Persona series?
Yes, Brain Boxers has gotten me. Brain Boxers is responsible for a lot of my collection. Brain Boxers is responsible for a lot of games. He's responsible for Suikoden, actually. He was the one. Oh, here's a funny Brain Boxer story. He let me borrow the first copy of the Suikoden, right? You're showing a little chunky on my end.
Oh, yeah. It's chunks coming back.
Man, why is your shit being terrible today?
It does this every so often. It'll just shit itself.
Oh, there it goes. You're back on my end. You're good. I'm gonna refresh so I can at least be up with chat. Here we go. You are 100% responsible. Okay, so Brain Boxers let me borrow his copy of Suikoden 1. Suikoden 1 came. If you looked at the cover art of that game, it looked, no joke, as if a 90s soap opera was a Japanese RPG. It was disgusting. The front is disgusting. And they remedied that with the second one. But for whatever reason, it didn't sell well because it came out 2 weeks after Final Fantasy VIII. Maybe another secret reason why I hate 8. Anyway. Oh no, I just broke this by accident. So Brain Boxers let me borrow his copy of Suikoden 1. He always had the good stuff, and I would often play games at his house. We would play Theme Park together. We played a whole bunch of stuff. He let me borrow the game, and I'd already beaten it. And I was supposed to give the game back. And for some reason, I was playing, this isn't like a video game, I was putting that disc on the end of my finger. I would put my finger in the hole and move it past like the first knuckle on your finger so that you could kind of have like a little, not like a tree, but just think of it like put a CD on your finger and like put it past the first digit where it would like kind of be snug, right? And for some reason, I would take two fingers behind the CD and like pop the disc off past that digit and throw the disc. While that doesn't make any sense at all ever, I kept doing it, and then the disc broke. So I went to my mother and said, "Oh my God, I broke my friend's game." She's like, "Ugh, let's go buy another one." And weirdly, I remember the game wasn't very popular because of said strange cover art, but it was popular enough that when we bought it, it was still $40. We bought it from a KB toy store, and we had to go buy.
In the Deptford
We had to
Mall?
go buy. What's that?
Was it in the Deptford Mall?
It wasn't the Deptford Mall. We had to go
Up-
buy him a
upstairs.
brand new copy of the game and give it to him because we had broken the other one. By we, I mean definitely me, and that's it. And for the dumbest reason, Brain Boxers, you know that story, right? Did you forget that story? Because I didn't. I can picture it happening. The funny part was the disc didn't break. The disc didn't break completely. It broke just enough that the crack traveled up the disc a little bit, and it was enough to like it just wouldn't read anything. I'm like, fuck, it broke, and then we like broke it. But yeah, I had to buy him a whole other copy of Suikoden. I'm pretty sure I'm in the plus when it comes to Brain Boxer, so I'm okay. I think I can buy him the occasional PS1 RPG. I shouldn't break this.
I mentioned Old One Gray brought up a good point. I forgot.
Agreed, Link.
We were going to talk Pokemon.
Okay.
What's your favorite? I think you haven't played anything past Gen 2, have you?
Not really. No, I've never put any real time into it. I played Pokemon Go a lot, but that was all still Gen 1 at the time anyway. Yeah, Farfetch'd, favorite Pokemon, always was. Just like Ducks then. He was a cool duck. That was it.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm a Bulbasaur starter.
God, who did I usually? Bulbasaur is the hardest route?
Easiest. Yeah, he makes the first two gyms a joke. Charizard's the hard.
That's right, because the second gym is
Water.
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 I remember, I played the first one. I played Red, loved it. Then Gold and Silver came out, and I got that, and I remember beating it. And then after you
Gray is right.
beat the Elite Four, the game like starts up again. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then you go to Kanto, and you fight all the gym leaders from the first one. And that like
you know what?
it blew my mind.
I don't think I knew that. I don't think I ever finished fucking Silver things. I don't remember that.
It's so cool because you're like, oh, okay, more game. I'm in.
More game.
And it's not even like the first half of the game short. It's just as long as the first half, and the second half, obviously I don't think there's as much like filler in Kanto. I don't know, so maybe someone else can back me up there. It's been a long time since I played Gold Silver the way through.
Chimchar.
Yeah. I don't know Chimchar. What gen is that? Flaming Monkey?
Chimchar is the fire monkey starter.
Which one is that? Geez, how many gens are there now? Are they like on 7 or 8?
8. I think 8.
Gen
Blue, red, gold, silver, ruby, sapphire, pearl, diamond, XY, white, black, sword, shield,
and that's it.
And I think
Shield was the last
white,
one.
black 2. I think white, black 2. I think there's actually a second generation.
And yeah, and now there's so many. I mean, I'm team Ekans and Jolteon there. They'll forever be my favorite.
Not even Arbok. Not even the evolved
not
version.
in evolved form. I'm all about that Ekans. Boxer says 8, so there's eight gens out.
Yeah. I think I named them all.
And Sword Shield was pretty good.
Yeah.
White Black 2 is just a time skip of White Black. That's interesting. Ninth gen is a suite of household appliances. Oh my god!
Can't wait.
I think I can wait.
Give me a Pokemon water
Dishwasher.
water cooler. Yeah, I'll take it.
Dishwasher's the starter. As the water.
As long as it's a poly whirlpool, I'll be happy.
Obviously, the stove is the water type. I'm sorry, the fire type. Yeah. The grass type is the microwave.
You're getting it.
Yeah, there you go. Don't take our idea, Nintendo. I'll sue you. Matty, what makes a video game great or timeless? I know we kind of talked about that earlier with Persona and Final Fantasy, both which are and GTA, two of those being RPGs.
I think the two things that can make a game feel timeless, whether it is or not, is music and accessibility. I don't mean accessibility like your ability to play it, like how easily you could just plug it in and get it going. I really think it has a lot to do with how easily you can play the game. And I mentioned that with GTA earlier. I really feel like the reason that GTA instantly became a hit was because the music was ridiculous and you could just get in and get going on that game. Yeah, there are plenty of games out there that people really love and there's a lot of nostalgia, but you'll have a game that becomes extremely popular and a lot of people call back to effortlessly because they could just turn it on and go. They can turn it on and go with their friends. They can turn it on and go and just, get dropped right into a point of the game. They don't have to sit there and go through a whole bunch of nonsense. I really think what makes a game last or stick in someone's head, hey, remember this game you played when you were whatever, was how quickly you could get into it, get going, and start enjoying everything the game has to offer. If you have to put the meat and potatoes behind a lot of exposition and explanation, trying to make it a point to okay, we're gonna really immerse you, like Metal Gear Solid got you into the game pretty fast, without too much explanation. You were swimming up on guards and you were choking them out, right?
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, now you're in the elevator. Now you're doing stuff. But that game got you to the action right away. It got you to playing the game right away. And me being an RPG fan, that kind of goes against it. Because that's your story, trickling the gameplay, story. I think the ones that feel really good are the ones that right away get you engaged. What is this game going to be? Am I going to like it? Yes. I just think that getting them to the core gameplay mechanics quickly is imperative for a game to stick. If you play the game for an hour and you actually played it for 5 minutes, your chances of going back and playing that game are low. I'm not saying it makes a game great. I'm saying that's what makes a game stick and feel like something that you in the future will call back to because you enjoyed it so quickly, so much. And music, I just think music's imperative. You hear a tune, you hear a Ridge Racer song, I hear a Castlevania Symphony of the Night song, you hear a Persona song, I'll hear a Suikoden song, and instantly I just want to play that game. All I want to do is just go and play the game right now.
I love video game music, and it dates back to even Nintendo. Something as simple as a soundtrack to an 8-bit game is great.
Like Bubble Bobble right away.
The Mega Man games.
That game and song gets to it.
Yep. The Mega Man 1 through 4.
Yes.
Great soundtrack.
God, we haven't talked about Mega Man yet today. What the hell are we doing?
It's I don't.
The Mega Man X and X2, and X3. Holy shit!
I must not have been high enough when I was making these questions. This was kind of hard because I'm like, what the hell? Because everybody else, and I was joking with Matt beforehand. I was like, you're going to be the first person on here who's doesn't identify as queer in some way. So before that, the other 7 of these
spicy straight
have been how does being being queer like relate to your stream? And like, what am I gonna ask? Like, well, how does being straight make you a better identify you?
You want to, if you want to, honestly, if you want to get into a little bit of that, just because I like to point out that I am not unaware that I get to stream on easy mode. And I mean that by saying there is not a characteristic that you can pull up my stream of me and someone can go, you know what? I don't like that. I am a straight white male. Some people believe that if you aren't straight, something's not quite right. Some people think that if you are not white, you are not quite right. There are people who think that if you are a female playing video games, that this isn't your space. And I always try to make it, not to say don't always make it known. I'm not like, oh my God, like, just so you know, like, I get it. But I am not unaware of the idea that I don't have to deal with the same things that other people have to deal with. And I don't ever for a second forget it, because I have to try to understand where other people are coming from. I'm watching Pickle Rick right now, who is he is part of the colored streaming community, a person of color who streams. And I know that people come in. Did we just not have someone try to drop slurs in my stream and I don't fit the slur, but just because fucking we want to just say bad words or people just want to be awful, that shit happens. And I'm watching Rick right now and I'll go into his stream and people just go into shit just because of, he's a person that may not look like him or what. Like, I think it's the dumbest shit on this here planet. And yes, I do not have to deal with it, but I will fight for those who do. I will make people understand that I'm not going to be like, hey, my shit's easy and I'm just going to leave it at that. It's like, no, I'm going to identify that shit is easy, at least for me. And I'm saying easy in terms of I just don't have the same problems. It's not like I have an advantage. I'm not going to put it that way. I don't feel like I have an advantage where I get put ahead of someone else because of it. I just don't have to deal with the disadvantages. I guess maybe I'm not saying that the right way, but I just don't have to deal with the same things a lot of people have to deal with who are just being themselves. I am being just as much myself as you are, and someone will look at you and say no, and look at me and say yes. And I never for a second think that's fucked. And I will always point out that I know that I don't have that same plight, I guess is the same thing. And just because I want people to know that, like, hey, I want it to be easy for everyone. I am the type of person who thinks everyone can win on Twitch. Everyone can win. So I want everyone to win. When I win, I want others to win. When others win, I hope they will, reciprocate. They don't have to, but that's what I hope. I want everyone to win. Everyone can win. And it just sucks that, like, some people are at a disadvantage because of shit that you can't control. It's not a fucking creative character. You don't get born and make decisions and then get held accountable for those decisions. It doesn't work that way.
And I will back you up that Matt has like zero tolerance for that shit. I was streaming one day and someone came in, said something absolutely rude, and Matt was like, nope, ban. Didn't even flinch, Dan, because he
and I'm not going to most times I won't ask your permission either. I'm like, nah, I guarantee you didn't like that, and we're gonna hope to God that like I said, you can always unban someone. I'd rather fire than ask questions later when it comes to things like this. Like, you can, if someone didn't mean it, they can have a discussion and a appeal and all that stuff. But
and the way I see it, like I know you on a deep personal level. So I feel like you kind of know what I'm gonna like and not like. But like, I trust you. Like, if you ban someone, like, all right, well, they were probably being a jerk and they probably deserved it. Like, I'm not gonna lay awake and like, oh man, I really wish Matt hadn't banned J Boots 2 asses 420. Like, what am I? Stop
it! You'd be devastated.
I would be. Please don't ever ban him, or whoever, or however they identify.
Whatever that bot identifies as.
You mentioned we were talking about music, and like the funny thing is though, and I think Ryoko said this once, like sometimes even like bad games can have good soundtracks. I hate to bring this up. Ghostbusters 2 on Nintendo, terrible game for the most part, but there's like some good, I want to call them timeless tracks on there, but there's
just
some, like really good tracks,
like things that
yeah.
resonate. Yeah,
And they're like, I think it's like an 8-bit version of part of the soundtrack from the movie. But like you look at games like oh my god, well, Persona first of all, and you mentioned Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer Type 4 has an amazing soundtrack, and I think it's stuff like that you hear and you're like, shit, I wanna sit down and just play GTA and just cruise around and listen to that awesome soundtrack. And what a lot of people don't appreciate is the original GTA, Home Alone has the worst soundtrack. The GTA 3, like a lot of that music, a lot of people don't know. Like one of the stations, the soundtrack it's a soundtrack from Scarface. And like a lot of that music was original.
GTA 3?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Flashback FM. I didn't know that either until someone I used to work with said, yeah. And the DJ Tony is a tribute to Tony Montana from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obviously Vice City had, a great soundtrack, as did San Andreas and all of the ones after that. But there's something I think special about that GTA 3 and Liberty City Stories, where those soundtracks are like, it's music. I think it's like original music. And Boxers and Taryn both mentioned 2 other great games with great soundtracks. Also, the great soundtrack, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it, is 6 Golden Coins on the Game Boy, which is my favorite Game Boy game.
So I'm gonna double down on what you're saying. First off, Taryn, you're absolutely right. Chrono Cross is great, and if all those Chrono Cross remake rumors are real, we're gonna be real happy soon. Brain Boxers is spot on with 3 absolute bangers of the Moon theme from DuckTales, Airman from Mega Man 2, and Guile's theme from pick a Street Fighter. But I think something that is on top of great songs is just great sounds. There are sounds from games. You pick up an item from a Zelda game. Ba-na-na-na. Like just there are noises from games, or like a Mega Man, either like when you stage select and you're like da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, like that whole little chime, that's not a song, that's like a tune, that's a sound. There are so many sounds from games that you can instantly be teleported back to the game and be like, oh my God, I want that so bad. If a game has just good sound design in general, it doesn't have to be the music. It can be like, think of the Level Up song from Final Fantasy. It is like every Final Fantasy song has the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, and then typically a song that follows. But that's the Level Up noise that everyone knows. Everyone knows the star theme from Mario. Everyone knows the pick up an item sound from Zelda. Like, those iconic noises matter. They absolutely matter. You need that shit. But to switch gears completely back into music that makes me want to play the game, not the game that makes me want to hear the music. Sayonara Wild Hearts. I want to hear the music from that game all the time. It's stupid how good it is. It's stupid how good that game is.
I could play that game forever.
Stupid.
That game.
I know you could, and I had to bring it up because you introduced me to it. I'm like, this music is stupid good.
I was worried when I brought that. I'm like, Matt's either gonna love this game,
or he's
just not gonna be impressed by it. I was like,
no, absolutely enamored by that game. And T-Rex from Space was like, all right, I'm buying this game, because I think she came in when it was God damn it, I don't know the names of the songs, but I can like start playing it in my head. The one, Since the Last Time, what the hell's that song called? Begin Again.
Begin Again.
Right. I think it's Begin Again. That song had her go home, like leave the stream, pick up the game, and go, I want to play this game so that I can experience the music. The gameplay in that game is solid. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's essentially a interactive album, and that's like where music will make it that the game is enjoyable. And that I think, and I'm a very sound oriented person. Everything I learn, everything that sticks with me, everything's always sound related. Everything's sound related. And it's very important to me. If a game sounds crappy, it will literally turn me off to the game. The gameplay can be good. If the sound's not there, it will make the rest feel worse. And I know that I may be in a minority with that. That's just how I am. I'm everything. I just love music, love noises, love whatever. If it sounds good, I'm going to love it.
You mentioned earlier about just sound, not even like the track, but just like sounds in a game that are like, you think about like Pitfall. The original Pitfall, the swinging sound, or even the jumping sounds when Mario jumps in Super in the first one, like even those little sounds, like the
jump, the mushroom, the star, the think of the sonic panic when you run out of when you're running out of air. Like, that's not a song. That's an alert sound, but it's iconic.
And just
we're like dun 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 dun. Like, you just instantly like, oh my god, why is my heart tightening? This is the worst sound ever. But it's to bring up a point in the game where it's super crucial. You are about to die.
There's at Stardew Valley, I feel, has just like the sounds of your feet on the cobblestone path. That's like my favorite sound in that whole game. I could do that and listen to that for hours.
I think my favorite song, or my favorite noise from Stardew, is when you eat something. That right.
Groovy.
That's a good one. Groovy.
Nailed it on the head.
And I'm trying to think which track you're talking about. Taryn, Dead of Night, is that the one? Is that the one where like you're jumping on the mushrooms, or is that the one where you're fighting like the big Cerberus dog? I'm not really sure. But yeah, the when you eat something in Stardew, when you throw that thing in the air, it's like, oh, like that bite noise.
Yeah.
I think is perfect. It's, for some reason, that sticks with me, and I don't know why.
I think not just the sound, I think the music itself, but the whole soundtrack itself is just important.
Yeah, Galaxies, and old one's right. Galaxies is a really good thing. It is the dog. Yeah, that's a really good track. I agree. There's so many good tracks in the game. But yes, to me, sound design is extremely important. Hollow Knight is a game that I recently came across this year thanks to one Mr. Apple Smoothie. You should play Hollow Knight. It's a really good Metroidvania. I'm like, I love Metroidvania games. Let's give it a shot. And it instantly became a top 5 game all time to me. It was that good. Wow. And that's another one I wanted to mention earlier with the all time. Instant top 5.
Wow.
And I don't know where. Not number 1, but instant top 5. That's how good that game is. And that game is packed to the gills with hidden content that the trophies don't even encompass, and it's over a 100-hour platinum easily, and its difficulties a 10. Like, it's tons of time, it's tons of skill, it's got tons of content, and you could go pure completionist and not get all the trophies. You can get all the trophies and miss some items. Like, it's nuts how content rich that game is, and the music, the sound, the everything is just superb. It's so good. Hollow Knight is so good to me.
Real quick, looking at chat, Glitchy brought up the sounds in Portal. Taryn, about the sound.
Yes, the shooting the portal. Yeah. Yes.
And Taryn talking about it's the sounds when you do the surprise look in Animal Crossing. Like, these are like games that I think in 20 years from now are going to be our games where we're talking about as timeless.
Yeah,
because
Portal is timeless.
Because of
Portal's
stuff like
literally
that. Portal's excellent.
One of the best games.
I remember watching you play that. I think it was you, me, and Raziel one night. You played that.
Yeah. Jet Set's a good one. Top 5. It's top 5 for me in no particular order, and I'm going to talk slowly so I can think while I talk. Final Fantasy VI is definitely number 1. Suikoden 2 is up there. Hollow Knight is now up there.
Pepsi, man.
Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is up there. And I mean, I platinum Street Fighter 4 3 times. I don't know,
That's
like
all?
Legit 3 times.
Just 3?
Yeah, I platinum one game 3 times, so I think that counts. And I don't know a fifth. My brain's saying the RE2 remake. That's how much I like that game.
I think the original.
No, it can't be that. Those 4 are definitely there. I can't think of a fifth. I love Tactics. I love 11. I don't know. If you go your 5 if you want to do it, so we can both of us. Yeah, this is dinner with Ryoko. It's not dinner just with MattyBraun.
In no particular order. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna say Persona 3 and Persona 4.
Okay, that's definitely cheating.
I'll say Ridge Racer Type 4. That soundtrack's great. And
Hades. God damn, Hades is so fucking good. Yes, Cladius. Dungeon Hunter was a blast. I love a good 4-player co-op game. You know that.
I'm down.
Helldivers.
And then probably the original Resident Evil 2. And
okay.
Maybe Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I think that fits for you.
I'm trying to think of soundtracks that I own, and I own both Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. Like, I love Resident Evil 2 soundtrack. I think
you know what? I'm gonna put Metroid Fusion at my 5. Metroid Fusion, I absolutely loved. Oh no! Metroid 5. It's either Metroid Fusion or Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
I always forget about Mario games because they're so easy to instantly, automatically include that they don't pop up. I would say yeah. So Final Fantasy VI, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be Hollow Knight, Mario Sunshine, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and Suikoden 2.
Brain Boxers asked my favorite character in Persona. That's
Chie.
It's Chie. But Aigis is
followed instantly by Aigis.
Very, very close second. Like it's a photo finish because I think Aigis is a better character just because of her develop. You know how that character develops. Chie doesn't really change that much.
Yeah, she's a little 1.5 dimensional. She does get a little complicated as she goes.
Yeah,
because she's the one who's like she's the one who's like, here's how I am. There's nothing to question. It's like actually it's a little bit different, Chie. We know it's a little different, but it's not much different.
But what Aigis, the Aigis' story arc, I think is better.
Yeah,
but
she was almost like the second main character.
It's Chie. I don't have an Aigis jacket.
If you did, you'd wear it.
Oh my god, I'd never take it off.
Ryu Day 1. I'm buying that remastered Day 1.
Yeah, I was trying to find that on Amazon to see if I could pre-order it, but it's not on there.
It's not going to be physical. I think it'll be digital only.
That's fine too. Old One Gray asks, what do you think of licensed songs in video games, varying from radio station to GTA games, or just straight up part? Yeah, I didn't Final Fantasy.
Totally fine with it.
15 do that
music
too?
is music. Say again?
Didn't Final Fantasy 15 have like a licensed song as its intro?
It was licensed, but it was made for the game, I'm pretty sure. But then they did, was it, am I saying this wrong? Was it Stand By Me at the end by...
Amberlink got it for me. Thank you. I knew it was a...
Yeah, it's Florence Machine. Did they do, was it Stand By Me they did at the end? I thought they did 2 songs, an original track and that. Link would know better.
They're a great band too, by the way.
Yeah.
Completely off topic.
Yeah, okay. But Final Fantasy 13 had My Hands by Leona Lewis. Wasn't it? Was it My Hands?
It wasn't My Hands. Might have been Your Hands.
No, not yours. But Link. But like Final Fantasy and licensed music, they're not far from each other. Like that's been a thing. And I'm okay with it. Absolutely. The same way you can get original music for a movie, you can get original music for a game, in the same way you can get licensed music for a movie, you can get licensed music for a game. Go for it. Yes.
Oh, Life is Strange has a really good soundtrack. I haven't finished a Life is Strange game, but Taryn's spot on with that.
But yeah, music to me in games is insanely important. Probably more important than it truly should be. A game is about, it's not called, video sounds or sound games are called video games. Like they're interactive through visual and controls. The sound should be like somewhat secondary, but to me, games that jump out are going to have ridiculously good soundtracks. Yes, agreed. The Red Dead games have ridiculously good soundtracks, but that's just Rockstar knowing what to do with sound design. Rockstar does not miss with sound.
And sound, I think when we say soundtracks there, I'm at least me, I'm talking about the whole soundtrack, not just like the music, but you know, the hooves on the ground and just background sound, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Sound design is like Rockstar's, I don't want to say their forte, but they're damn good.
They don't miss. They just don't miss.
I mean, they don't really miss at anything. All their stuff is whether you like GTA games or not. I mean, you can't deny the fact that Rockstar puts out a good freaking game.
State of emergency.
Listen, real quick, I want to tell the state of emergency story. So, GTA 3 comes out, and it blows everybody away. So I eventually buy it maybe a year or so after it comes out. Love it.
Manhunt was good. Manhunt was good, honestly. Manhunt's actually a good game.
So then, I guess, a year or two after it comes out, after I purchased GTA 3.
And Bully.
State of Emergency comes out. And I'm like, holy shit. This game's by the same guys that made GTA. It's the
GTA sequel.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking great. And I buy it, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh, man, it's so bad.
It's like a beat-em-up.
It's like, it's weird. It's like an over-the-shoulder beat-em-up. It's like if Dynasty Warriors took place in a mall and all you had was fists. It sucks.
It was so bad. Just so weird looking. And it came out before Vice City, I'm pretty sure. So it was like,
yes, it was. After GTA 3, yeah. everyone was looking at Rockstar to make another GTA, and they came out with here's, for the makers of GTA, and it's just a random game.
Yeah, and it was just not good.
It wasn't good.
However, that is another.
It was so not good they made a sequel.
What'd you say?
I said it was so not good they made a sequel.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, State of Emergency 2 is a thing. It's got a look it up right now. It's got a blue cover art and everything. Look.
All right, everybody to the internet. State of Emergency.
Vigilante 8. Oh, what inspired Twisted Metal? Vigilante 8 was inspired by Twisted Metal.
Oh my god, it's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, I was dead serious.
Wikipedia.
I can't remember the game that's super well known, inspired the Twisted Metal games. What battle card games inspired Twisted Metal?
Oh, I don't know. Like Twisted Metal, I thought was original.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the first. Vigilante 8 came out after
Vigilante
it.
8 came out. And actually, fun fact about Vigilante 8, you could take out the disc, put in a music disc, and still play the game. And drive around listening to Christmas music. Like I used to do. There's nothing like blowing shit up to Nat King Cole singing Come All Ye Faithful to really fucking get you going.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't. I have to sit and think for a little bit, old one. But there weren't a lot of battle card games like that. Like you could say the Mario Kart games are similar in style, but they didn't have the aggressive weapons like that.
So that the original one was made. Well, the first two were made by Single Track, which was one of Sony's developers or whatever they're called.
Yeah, like what are their first party publishers.
And that's another game. You talk about sound design, excellent. Good. Jetmoto and Warhawk, love Warhawk, all had the same soundtrack, not music, but same sounds. Carmageddon. That's an old.
I thought Carmageddon was on 64, which Carmageddon would have been the same generation, but I'm not sure which one came first. I thought Twisted Metal was very early in PlayStation's life.
It was, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's.
I'm wrong. I don't consider myself to be like someone like a reference source where like I'm gonna get it right every time. but it feels like it feels like Twisted Metal was like the pioneer of the battle car stuff. 97.
Twisted Metal.
No
Twisted Metal
shit.
Black might have been 2000. But the original Twisted Metal, I think, came out in like 94, 95 or 96, maybe 94. To the internet.
I'm already on it. Hold on. First Twisted Metal. Yeah, Twisted Metal came out in 95. The very first Twisted Metal came out in 95. Yeah, you guys know. You guys are on Twisted Metal Black. You're on the PS2 one. I'm talking about the PS1 Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted
November
Metal Black's still
5th, 95. Okay, so you referenced the right game, the wrong version of it. Yeah. Twisted Metal was one of the very first like battle car. Like, listen, we're gonna have a fucking essentially a fighting game with cars in an arena. Like that's how it's gonna go. Yeah. Twisted Metal, which I don't think it was called Black then. Wasn't it just called Twisted Metal for PS2?
No, it was Twisted Metal Black, and then I think the new one that was on PS3, that might have just been called Twisted Metal, or they might have added a Twisted the Metal or the Twisted Metal. Or
Gotcha.
I forget.
Yeah, you could do a Mad Max themed game like that. I don't know if there's still the desire for a battle car game anymore, because like if you did something like Rocket League but made it arena style and fighting, that'd be cool. I think that'd be like a lot of fun.
I think you can make a new Twisted Metal game that would I think appeal to people. It'd just be open world. You know, kind of like Rocket League, only an entire city map that you'd have to.
People ask a lot. People ask Sony reps a lot about Twisted Metal, so I know the desire's still there. But yeah, we get it. Like that's I totally like sound design of those games matter. It's really really important to have a memorable just experience, and if it's not a picture you remember, it's a song that you can call back to. It's easy.
Oh, hang on one second. I
won't do it.
Yes, Mr. Bonsai. Is that Oprah?
Yeah, it's Oprah, yes.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I loved the original Jet Moto. I used to borrow that off a friend. I think he actually would give me his memory card. So, because he had all the tracks unlocked.
Give you the progress too.
And and I would just, oh man, that was just that was a new idea too. There weren't a whole lot of games.
Wait, it was like a high-speed wave race.
Yeah, it was like a wave race.
Yeah, it was almost like Wave Race and F-Zero had a baby. Like it was the super high-speed wave race.
I guess.
And you crazy tricks.
I guess we can talk about racing games. Matt, what's your favorite racing game?
Oh man,
I hate racing games, so I don't really have an opinion on this.
It's a lie. I think I put the most hours of a racing game into Gran Turismo. It's either 3 or 4. I want to say it was 4. But if you want to tell me a game to pick up that you drive and have fun, Burnout Paradise. Burnout games are so stupid good. Burnout 3 and Burnout Paradise. They're stupid good. Oh man, see, I think you relate. I believe it was back to the middle, maybe like Overwatch. Yeah, Bonsai, they could. You absolutely could. If you took the infrastructure of a Rocket League and put those kind of movement mechanics and add weaponry, it would be ridiculous. It'd be so much fun.
Mr. Bonsai, you and me, we're gonna get together and we're gonna pitch that to Sony and get rich off of it.
I guarantee you could. If you did 5-on-5 like team racing battle things, my God,
that is utterly brilliant. It's I don't know why they haven't done that. That's freaking great.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really really good idea. But like, and racing doesn't have to be full sim racing. It doesn't have to be something where it's like, all right, race this Mini Cooper for 8 laps and get 4,000 credits so you can upgrade the tires on the one car you care about. Like, no, you can pick up a racing game and like, no, I'm going to play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 7 and I'm going to run cops over like while they, Need for Speed Underground 2 was another one. When the Underground Kings came out, that changed the landscape of games.
I'm old school when it comes to the Need for Speed games. I like oh, Mr. Glitchy, thank you for that gift sub. Hey guys,
wait, I'm sorry, hold on. We got people gifting Brain Boxers sub? We got someone gifting subs to Brain Boxers? What do you feel about that?
Brain Boxes just resubbed for 1 month.
That doesn't happen.
I like that.
That puts us only 4 away from our sub goal. I might have to go out and buy eggnog next week.
Oh, we got a sub goal. What's we got 4 more subs till sub goal.
4 more, and then it's gonna be Drunk City on Christmas.
Are you streaming on Christmas too?
I will be. Actually, I was talking to my friend today. I think she's gonna come over. She's gonna do my makeup. We're gonna hang out and probably gonna stream like almost all day because I won't be.
Okay.
I won't be home on Christmas this year, so this will be my Christmas, and it'll be awesome.
Okay. Well.
Oh my God! Old One Gray, what have you done?
Gifted to the Labyrinth. Let's
for 1 month.
go.
Thank you so much. Oh, Jenny Wren got hit in that. Oh my God. Are they going? Can you see the alerts? Okay, you can wait till you see this next one.
Yeah,
guys.
I see them.
Jenny Wren 33 just resubbed for 1 month.
To merch.
Oh look!
Oh yeah,
the
that's.
Labyrinth got it. Hey guys, me, Labyrinth.
It is the Labyrinth.
Thank you,
You guys.
Brain Boxers.
You guys are incredible.
Oh man, Nightbot, not now. We just got a hype train. Like
Ryoko just resubbed for 4 months.
Hold on, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna steal some.
Oh.
I'm gonna steal some.
Thank you, Old One Gray. I'm gonna let the whole thing play, and then we'll go through and do all the thank yous.
I'm gonna steal an emote.
Dirty D0 and Dutch just resubbed for 1 month.
I'm gonna steal me an emote.
Get in there.
Oh, glitchy. My goodness.
Oi Merch just resubbed for 1 month.
We merch.
Do you have a sub count? Do you know like where like next emotes unlock and stuff?
I don't know how to check that.
I'll show you after
Just
stream, and then
resubbed
make
for
sure
1
you
month.
put that as a potential next thing. So like maybe over Christmas or something. Help!
Thank you, Hell. Thank you.
Abba's M2
Hey, that's
just
great because
resubbed
now
for 1
Nightbot can
month.
do this. Nightbot can go on raids with us.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all are crazy.
Doyle Mordy just resubbed for 1 month.
Man.
Karen,
Saturday
thank
streams
you.
are a thing.
Oh, good. Palladius got gifted. Thank you, Karen. Oh, here come the emotes.
Nultristan just resubbed for 1 month.
Level
Can you?
4.
Is it possible for you to do a level? Are we gonna finish a level 5?
We are.
You're at 48%. You're at 48% level 5.
Okay, so
I'm just saying.
while all that happens, I'm gonna scroll up here, and I'm gonna literally name everybody that just got gifted sub. Old One Gray, thank you for the gift sub to Narius. Oh wait, we're not done yet apparently. Ruby, thank you for that resub. Ruby loves weekend streams.
The
Who does
Groovy
love
Iceman
weekend
just
streams?
resubbed for 4 months.
Which anime touched my soul? That's real quick. That's easily fucking Full Metal Alchemist. Easily.
Moobart just resubbed for 1 month.
Taryn, thank you for all those gift subs. Let's get a level 5. Wow. Well, I got Ryusha, are you still in chat? Because I have some really unfortunate news for me. 24 was actually the goal to do the maid stream. So I have to find myself a maid outfit, Ryusha.
Nightbot just resubbed for 3 months.
Oh boy, I did not. Wow, I did not see. This is you guys are way too much. Thank you.
Ryoko's trying to apply. Made eggnog stream finally.
Life goals, baby. Life goals.
Caladius just resubbed for 1 month.
Jesus Christ. I want my pirate costume stream. You know what? I think...
T Miller 626
I
just
think we can do
resubbed
both
for 2 months.
at the same time.
Pirate maids covered in eggnog.
I think... Oh, God. God, I definitely don't want to do that.
I don't think the community cares what you want. You gotta do
Mog
what they want.
888 just resubbed for 1 month.
Groovy has been waiting. You can't tell him he hasn't been waiting.
Has been waiting. Wait a minute. Wait. How does
Ash
Glitchy
Bazooka just
not
resubbed for
have a
1
sub?
month.
And he's out here gifting subs on a Sunday. I want a
Emerald
space pirate
DTEA
maid
just resubbed
stream.
for 1 month.
Why isn't it letting me do this?
Because you're slow.
Oh.
Pork
I got you,
Bagger
Glitchy.
just resubbed for 1 month.
I don't even know where we're at in this insanity.
148%. That's pretty much. At this point, it's just how high can your percentage get? Yeah, if anyone wants a free
Mr.
level 5
Glitchy
emote,
Pants
it's
just
100
resubbed
bits
for
or
1
one
month.
sub. The cheaper way is obviously Sunday is best stream day. Listen. I can't stream 6 days a week, and I need weekends.
You can.
Yes, I can, but like
Just
I
maybe
have to also live a life, don't I?
I mean,
I can't be
Sundays
plugged
can
into the Matrix the entire week.
Sundays can be a shorter stream. You know,
Could be.
instead of 12 hours. I think we're done, right? The rare.
The
Sub.
rare.
Then follow. Glitchy. Thank you.
The rare sub, then follow.
All right.
Glitchy, how many times have we told you to... Actually, you know what? Recently, this isn't like a knock or anything, but I think I've noticed that you will stream when I don't. So our shout outs back and forth
noticed that.
aren't nearly as common.
So there's a ghost just passed through me.
I saw it. I saw it on stream.
There's sort of a reason for that. One, I like being in your stream. Everyone enjoy
got another bird.
Emotes.
Got another bird.
I got an evil bunny. And you know, I work. Like I get done work like 10 o'clock at night. I usually got to go in the next day. I'm tired. I don't want to stream, but you know, Saturdays I figure why not? Saturdays, Sundays. You know, why not? But if you're streaming, I'd rather be in there with hanging out with you. Deal with it. Old One Gray, thank you for that gift sub to Narius76. Jenny Wren 33, I know her. The Labrys. Dirty, oh boy, I'm gonna butcher this one. Dirty on Dutch. And Ryushora also got hit in that one. Brain Boxers, thank you for the gift subs to Merch, Digiception, Abbers, Doyle Muad'Dib, and Null Tristan. Old One Great, also thank you for the 500 biddies. Maddie, thank you for the 100 biddies. Groovy, thank you for that sub to the Groovy Iceman and to Moobot, who's not really a bot, I don't think.
Yeah, Moobot's a bot.
Moobot is a bot. Health, myself, thank you for those 150 biddies. Glitchy, thank you for that sub to my good friend Nightbot. Groovy, thank you for those 1,000 biddies. Taryn, thank you for that gift sub to Caladius. And then Taryn, thank you for that gift sub to T Miller, Mog, Ash Bazooka, Emerald T, and Hawk. And then who am I missing? Did I get everybody? Maddie, thank you for that gift sub to Glitchy. And everybody enjoy those emotes. We did it.
Brain Boxer with the perfect stage clear at the end of the hype train. Perfect.
Wow. I don't even know where. There we go. There's that. There's Groovy's. Not Groovy's. I'm in shock.
Ryu loves that clip. Loves.
That clip. You got the world famous Ryoko emotes. Thank you guys. Enjoy those emotes for the next 30 days. I don't have any other emotes. I'm working on getting more because now we get follower emotes and all that cool stuff. Where were we?
We're talking about sound design, and then you got clipped by a train.
We were talking about racing games.
Yes.
I don't remember what we were saying about racing games. Dinner with Ryoko. I don't even know what that is. I gotta check and see what that one is.
What the hell is that?
Oh, that's. I'm dying.
I heard it.
If you guys like my layout and you like my emotes, you can thank Taryn13. She did it all. Yeah. Brain Boxers, what is your question for myself or my guest, Matthew Walter Braun?
That's my name.
What is your favorite type of racing? Rally, circuit, drift, drag racing? I like all kinds. I like racing in general. Racing games. I'll play any type of racing games.
I'd probably say circuit.
My favorite anime? Ooh, God, that's tough. I haven't watched a new anime in probably 5 or 6 years now, not since moving up here. I really like Cowboy Bebop. That feels like a cheap answer. I really obviously Tenchi Muyo is one of my all-time favorites, but Dominion Tank Police was another one I really enjoyed. That probably got me into anime from Saturday Anime on what show on Sci-Fi back in the day. I have another anime here. I don't know where it is. I haven't met an anime I didn't really like. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, that I watched with MattyBraun, that was really good. Perfect Blue is an anime movie that I really, really like. Yeah. I'd say those are some of my favorite animes. Outlaw Star, I think, is criminally underrated.
Takumi Fujiwara is my dude. I get that.
Oh,
Redline. I like Initial D.
Let's not forget about Redline. Which cheese pairs best with Mad Dog 2020 Orange Jubilee? I don't. Matt, you're the cheese expert. Maybe you can take that one.
Velveeta. That's it.
Just straight up Velveeta.
That's really all you
need. Not really anime, but still really good. But we were talking about racing games. Maddie, what are some of your favorite racing games?
What? You already asked the question. We said Burnout.
Oh yeah, we talked about Burnout. Gran Turismo.
Need for Speed Underground. And
Speed Underground. Oh, that's right. That's right. When the shit hit the fan was Need for Speed Underground.
yes,
Because I really like
And-
the first two Need for Speeds. Hi, Merch. Welcome on in. Need for Speeds 1 and 2 are, to me, they're a lot of fun. I can get my bearings. That you guys fucked me up with that hype train.
that's the point.
That's also a good clip you guys should check out. I think that's in my intro video. That's from a dinner with Ryoko from last year, where my Google Home decided to start up a conversation with me in the middle. Matt, what would you say one of your top 3 favorite video game characters of all time would be?
Kane Highwind is easy. That's definitely. I mean, they're all going to be dragoons. Like I just like, I just like dragoons. I wish it wasn't that transparent. Let me see if we can think of some other stuff. Kane Highwind from Final Fantasy IV, and the Dissidia, the latter 2 Dissidia games. So he does kind of You good? No, choking on all kinds of stuff.
I'm choking. Ugh.
Video game characters. I really liked Ezio from the Assassin's Creed game. I really enjoyed playing Assassin's Creed. For some reason, I really liked the characters from Assassin's Creed. I don't know why that one just jumped out at me. I thought about Nathan Drake, but like Nathan Drake's a little cocky for my taste. Shit.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm just fucking. That went down the wrong pipe.
Don't die. And I don't know. I feel like characters don't jump out at me like that. Oh, Bowser Jr. That's easy.
There we
Sorry.
go. Brain Boxers asked a really good question. Have either of you cried from a video game? I cried at the end of.
Yes.
I cried then to Cyanide Wild Hearts. The ending of that.
You did say that, but yeah absolutely.
That kills me every time. I don't know why. It just
the very beginning of The Last of Us crushed me to the point where I could barely I played it for a couple more hours. I'm like, oh my god. The beginning of Last of Us, the same way the movie Up crushes you as soon as you start, the beginning of The Last of Us crushes you as soon as you start. I'm like, oh my. And like bad. Like I was like, oh, okay, I need a minute. When else? What other times? I mean, so I can straight up tell you that like any type of character death tends to get me. Like I'm not going to cry unless I'm not going to be like happy tears. I want to be sad when characters die. That's what gets me 10 times out of 10. So,
Taryn brought
spoilers.
up,
People die in Last of Us.
People die in some video games.
Oh yeah, a lot of the time.
Taryn brought up mentioned Life is Strange, and that game is especially the first one. That game is heavy. That game gets into some heavy shit. Like
I think the end of FF9 made me get upset. I can't remember. Like I'm not trying to like rip spoilers here, but like
I mean the game came out like 25 years ago.
It doesn't matter. I spoilers last forever. If you've never seen it, you've never seen it. If you've never watched it, you never played it. Never played. It doesn't matter.
That's like
you might not have been able to play the.
I remember that Remember Me movie.
All right.
Remember someone I was like I'm never gonna watch that movie. Someone's like, oh, this happens at the end. I'm like, okay, and then I watched it, thinking like, oh, I don't care about this character and these people, and then the ending happened, and I was bawling.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna say the main character / Ezio from Assassin's Creed I think stands out, but I really like Kane Highwind and I really like Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. I mean, I could go on with mine. I think you know 2 of them.
Jill and
no, not Jill. But that's a good guess. You're right.
Claire.
Series. Yep, Claire.
And I think Barry. Where's Barry?
Not Barry.
Jill Sandwich?
Barry's not in any of my Resident Evil fan fiction.
So it's just Nemesis, Claire, and
Nemesis,
who else?
Nemesis is actually I like that enemy. Well, I guess and Chie.
Oh, okay.
And I really like I like Otacon Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, yeah. He is a cool character.
And the Jason mask from 6 Golden Coins. He's up there.
Whoa. Yeah, you were saying about that, Glitchy, about the fanfic.
And maybe Magnet Man. He's pretty awesome. I guess let's talk. You're a big Mega Man fan too.
I am a big Mega Man fan.
Which is your, I guess, of the? I guess I don't even know what, because there's so many different Mega Mans. There's the Mega Mans, and then there's like the X2, and then the Battle Card Mega Mans. But
yeah, the Battle Networks.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. What's your favorite, I guess, original like Mega Man game?
Oh, that's easy. Mega Man Soccer? No. I think I enjoy 2 more than 3, just because I like the music of them so much. 2 and 3 are like 1A and 1B. I remember playing 4 when it came out and being really attached to it. 5 and 6 didn't stick with me, although they are actually very good games. But if you're talking about like the first original, like the first 6, I would say 2, then 3. But the X series is so stupid good that you have to bring it up. Like X and X2, they're ridiculously good, and they're just leaps and bounds better than the first games. They just all they did was make the originals better. You like 8. 8 was the PlayStation one with that damn ball that you kick around.
Oh, I don't think I ever played any of those.
The X series?
Yeah, no, I played
the X are X through X3 they're all insanely good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Mega Man 3 and 4 were the 2 that I played the most. Never beat them. Have seen them speed run and beat. Enjoy that lurk, Taryn. But yeah, I never got after. They're really hard. They're hard games. They're fun, but they're ruthless.
Yes, they're not. They're coming at you directly. They're coming at your throat.
But they're fun as hell to speedrun. And again, I didn't ask you. I didn't put anything on here about speedrunning. I
don't speedrun, so understandable.
But yeah, what's your favorite boss? Out of the 8 robot masters, who was your favorite?
I think it is Airman.
Airman?
I just like Airman's level a whole lot. The music was good. The fight itself was like one of the ones that you could probably still win without the weapon you needed. And I just always thought the level design was really, really cool, that you could like hide behind clouds and stuff. It was really fun.
Mine was always, I always thought Magnet Man was pretty cool. But Hard Man was the first Mega Man boss I ever beat.
He's the worst name ever, though.
He does. It doesn't he's hard.
But his name was Tall Man or like Wide Man. Like it's like a characteristic.
I mean, it's no worse than Dust Man. Or
no, but
Man.
Well, at least but Dust Man at least uses dust to fight you. What does Hard Man use? Hard?
Yeah, he uses his hardness.
But aren't all robots by default kind of hard? They're made of metal, aren't they?
Not Soft Man.
You say Soft Man?
Yeah, but Boner Man.
Hard Man turned to Soft Man after the fight was over. Boner. He used his boner.
What we can talk speed runs for a little bit. What is one of your favorite speed runs, and what got you into speed running? Or I guess not. You don't speed run. Nothing got me into speed running. But watching speed runs, the reason I enjoy watching speed runs is like the same. It's
It's another way of playing the game that like you can discover new things. And it's goofy as that sounds, where it's like the completionist in me wants to figure out everything about the game. I want to figure out every little, like, what can I earn? What can I level up to? What can I unlock? All those things. In my head, speedrunning is like a unique way of being like, okay, like I'm very much obsessed with sequence breaks of games like Metroid and Castlevania and Hollow Knight. And like, what can you do to get through the game faster? Those to me are all, whether they're intended or not, are like these little hidden bits of info that, whether they meant to put it in that game or not, that's more to discover. It's more to figure out. It's more to be like, hey, did you know about this thing? I'm so obsessed, and I think because I was a kid, because when I was a kid, you would talk to your friends like, did you know this was in the game? Did you know about this code? Did you know about this secret fatality in Mortal Kombat? Did you know that like you can't really make Lara Croft naked in the game? Like that stuff's really cool to me. So speedrunning is a massive community effort to try to find things like that. And it's goofy as it sounds. If you were to say like, did you know that you can, skip through everything and like skip through a whole damn section of the first Metroid by doing a wall clip by jumping in a weird part of a door? Like that to me is something you would tell a friend if you were a kid and you knew that. You would say, hey, did you know you could do this? And you would run home and do that thing. So speedrunning is all of the information, the joint effort of the internet trying to put together the fastest way to beat the game with those little bits of information. Like, hey, did you know about this secret? And then whenever a new trick comes out for a speedrun, it completely breaks the speedrun. It's like, all right, everything we know, like that game can be beaten in 13 minutes. Now it's 11 and a half. People have been trying to shave off half seconds for years, but now we're a minute and a half faster because of a new trick. I think that whole discovery of speedrunning, the tech of speedrunning, is more interesting to me than the runs themselves. Like someone having a really good run going, that's really, really cool. But when a game, like I don't so much like watching runs of Mario, the original Mario, that's down to like 4 minutes and 55 seconds, something like that. We're getting to the point where it's frames are being saved in order to break records, like hundreds of seconds. That to me is not interesting to watch. But I will, when I find out why it's happening, that part's interesting. 100%. I like finding out the reason why, not so much the execution of it.
I mean, that's what I like. What I like is the like you take a game like Mega Man 3. Hang on. Yeah. And just the this, you see people essentially breaking the game.
Yeah.
I just think that's so cool. The fact that you can make the game think that you died, so there's no music playing, which somehow that's less stuff for the game to process, and it just makes you that much quicker. Or only keeping 3 of those tadpoles on Gemini Man stage alive because the game can only process so many enemies at one time.
Right.
That's I always think
that's the tech.
Really
that
cool.
To me is the super interesting part.
But I think seeing newer games get run, games that obviously that aren't, I don't want to say broken, because I think to say a game like Mega Man 3 is called Mega Man 3 broken is unfair.
No, I mean, but it gets broken down. It gets exploited. It gets completely like attacked at like a coding level, where it makes it so that people are doing things that the game absolutely never intended for a second, and people use that to go fast. You heard that light there?
I think those batteries I grabbed out of my junk drawer might be dead.
Can't imagine why batteries being kept in a place called the junk drawer would be junk batteries.
Let's talk about you and streaming.
I stream?
You do? I think you do, right?
Wait, what?
Matt, I don't know if you knew this, but you're a streamer on Twitch.
Oh my! Wait, hold on, guys. I gotta go call my dad.
What is something you're? I can't even read my own handwriting. This might have been when I started to get a bit when it might have started to hit me. What is something that your viewers might not know about you?
I think this is the one question I struggled with the hey, what do you know? I don't know if they realize how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to video games. It's like it is the number one obsession. Yeah, I love sports. But I tend to like local sports. I don't want to watch the Jets versus the Bills. I don't care. Like I want to watch the teams of that interest me. So while I like sports and I get very passionate about sports, and we talk about sports on the stream all the time, as often as you can for people who give a shit or don't. But yes, Oprah, you know Bonsai. You know we've talked about this. You guys are crazy. But if you think I'm passionate about sports, it's like 20-fold for games. I don't care what the game is. Chances are I want to learn about it. I want to play it. I want to see what people like about it. Even if it's a game style I don't like, it doesn't mean it's a game I don't want to know about. I like to be able to relate to people that play video games. I like to say to someone, hey, like, did you ever play this obscure game? Like, one mentioned Rough Trigger earlier, and I was pleased as punch to be able to say, I actually know what you're talking about. You were like, what the hell's a Rough Trigger? I'm like, yeah, a Rough Trigger is this wacky ass weird third-party title on the PS2 that came out towards the end of its life. Like, yeah, what the hell is it? I don't know, but I like to know about it. I like to be in the same way that there's like actual history that matters, video game history to me is I cannot get enough. I am always watching Did You Know Gaming type stuff. I'm always watching the What Happens that Matt McMuscles does. I am a huge fan of Maximilian Dude because of his insane knowledge of the game industry and fighting games. The more I can learn about video games, the better. And I don't know if they realize literally how insane I am for video game knowledge. I always want to know more. I find it always interesting.
It's funny you mentioned the wanting to know more. I remember when digital cable first became, was a thing, like, God, probably almost 20 years ago now. And there was that channel G4. And, well, first I was blown away by how many fucking channels there were. But there was a channel solely dedicated to everything video game. They had a show called Cheat, presented by Pringles, which was like cheat codes for video games. There was another show called Portal, which was about MMOs. And then they had a show about, like, I think, Icons, that was about, like, people in the industry and about, like, stuff you might not have known about it. And that shit was so cool, and then it kind of grew and became something different, and then it just went away entirely, and now I think it's like, I don't know, TNN or Prism or something. But yeah, I think, I mean, I knew that about you, that your love for video games, and I'm not joking. Like, if you walked into his old house, it's video games. They're everywhere. They're in every room. There is something video games. Whether it's like a old Xbox or a random, that random firefighting FD18 PlayStation 2 game. He had it. He had everything. He has everything. Like, you name a game, an older game.
I have a lot. I definitely have a lot. And the weirder it is, the more I almost feel like the weirder the game, the more I am drawn to it. Not to be like, oh, have you ever heard of this? No, I like to know about the stuff that others might not, because I don't need to figure out the in-depth stuff about Call of Duty and Madden, because a lot of people already know that stuff. I would like to be like, hey, have you ever heard of Odama on GameCube, which was the pinball GameCube game that required a microphone to play? Like just really obscure titles. I really like having weird video game information. The less known, the more I want to know it, so that I can talk about it and make other people know it. Like I don't want to hoard the information. I want to know it so I can share it.
Like the Mr. Mosquito game where you play
Right,
a
God, they can suck.
fucking mosquito. Yeah, Matt.
Right.
Matt had that game somewhere. Like he had.
I either have
everything.
Mr. Mosquito or Mad Maestro. One of those two I have sealed. I don't know why.
Ooh, Mad Maestro. I thought I might have. Why do I think that I had Mad Maestro at one point? Maybe I don't. Mad Maestro. Jeez, there's another old one.
Guitar Man's amazing.
Guitar Man. Super Paper Mario.
I
Let's
may.
go.
I can't check, but I don't know, but I may.
Fuck yeah. What motivates you to stream?
I want to talk about video games all the time. I would like to make this into an everyday thing. It's already an everyday thing, but I want it to be a sustainable everyday thing where I don't have to worry about like make this my work. I'm already there. I'm already committing the hours that I would to a job, but it's easy to forget that I'm committing the hours because when I go live, I was just recently had a talk about Jenny Wren with this. When I go live, while yes, those are the hours I'm putting in, they don't feel like work. I'm just playing games and you guys are watching. If the camera died and for some reason I didn't know that you guys couldn't see me for a while, I'd still do it. I'd still keep going. Like I want to be playing the games anyway, so it's kind of a win. And the thought and the effort and all the stuff I put into the stream while I'm not streaming, that's the work. That's the part where there's no fun to be had. I'm not having a blast trying to download old streams and name them and make sure they're cataloged the right way. I'm not having a blast trying to go through YouTube videos and find clips that I think will be funny for alerts. Like, yes, that's enjoyable in application when they go to the stream, but that's the work that you do. At least for, I guess that's like the way I can look at it because on Wednesday we didn't have a stream because my internet went down and I was mad. I was mad that I couldn't, quote unquote, put in my 8-hour shift because I wanted to do it. I allocate the time. It's what I want to do. But I just feel like I feel like I'm made for this shit. Like I really honestly think that streaming is right for me. And it feels like the community that we've built in a year, agrees. Like I think there's people that really show up and really have an absolute blast when they're there. So like I'm doing something right. Maybe my ability to reach other people, like new people, isn't the best because I don't have a social media presence that's strong because I had next to zero before Twitch. I'm not a big social media poster. I'll take it in, but I don't put anything out because I didn't think I had anything worth putting out. Now that I do, I have to be more conditioned. What's the word I want? I have to be more strict with making sure that I put content out so people know what we're doing. But streaming to me, it just feels right. It's never felt wrong. Even at the beginning where, there weren't a whole lot of people there and it never cared. I never really cared whether or not there was a ton of people there. I want them to be there, but like people being there or not didn't have an impact on the time I was having. I just wanted more people to talk about games and stuff.
I can tell you this, and you can take this how you want. So you didn't stream Wednesday at all. I think you might have streamed like early, but you were done by the time I
didn't make it out of the intro screen, correct.
Okay. So, without getting too into the weeds, because I talked about this on my stream earlier in the week, I had a long week, long, hard week, a lot of, just some personal shit dealing with. I genuinely look forward to coming home. I'm not gonna lie, I leave work sometimes. I'm like, fuck this. I want to go hang out with Matty and Groovy and everybody on stream.
That's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
I think that's, and I know I'm not speaking, I think I speak for a lot of people. They genuinely look forward to that. Like I was mad on Wednesday when I got home, I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like
as much as I don't want people to be like, dude, where the fuck are you? I kind of do want that. Like, I
Yeah,
do
it's-
want people to be like, and that's why I've in the last 2 months I've got extremely strict about my schedule. 6 o'clock on the dot. I need structure for the way where my head goes with things. I need structure. I absolutely need it when it comes to things like this. So 6 o'clock on the dot. I am hand on mouse. I'm positioned right now. Hand on mouse, eye on clock, waiting for it to flip over the 6 p.m. And then I hit go live and start sending out texts like, yo, I'm live. So I think that's good. I'm happy that people are like, where are you? When I don't stream, people are like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, if I'm not streaming, I'm clearly in the mood that I don't want people being like, dude, where the fuck are you? But like in the grand picture, yes, I 100% love it.
We'll get back to this real quick. We had Brain Boxers and Glitchy Pants both redeemed dinner with Ryoko. What is your question for MattyBraun or myself?
And yes, I do still have those Lara Croft memory cards, boxers. I still have them.
Well, the ones that are shaped
exactly,
like her that are shaped like her.
No,
boobies?
no, it's shaped like her. They were really weird. They were really long. Like think of a PS1 memory card.
Oh no,
make
I
it
know
4
what they look
times.
like. Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay, they're like 4 times taller. Like they hang all the way out of the damn PlayStation.
It's like her boobies and then like the rest of her.
Yeah, it's like from the waist up. It's so weird.
We'll give boxers and pants a chance to catch
Boxer
up.
pants?
Boxer pants.
Oh my god! Team bottom wear.
Why is it called an oven when you of in and out of hot eat the food? What? I sell appliances for a living. Why is it called an oven? I don't know what you're asking.
That's like an internet. That's like internet meme garbage.
Oh.
When you of out, hot eat the food.
Oh, because turntable, the stick inside paste pen.
There you go.
There you go.
Said perfectly.
Boxers asks to both, what is your prized possession in your collection? Ooh.
Prized possession. I'm going to see the newly acquired Endwalker Collector's Edition that apparently is going for like 6 times the amount already. That just got here like Friday. No. What's the coolest thing in my collection?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
I think some of the cool stuff is like promotional things that like people typically can't get a hold of. I have an original Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 12, and Final Fantasy 13 standees that were never opened. Like they were sent to the companies and I just took them home. So I have like pristine, never unboxed display material. Like that's the kind of stuff I think is cool. Like games, people can buy games and things are rare, but yeah, I think stuff like that where it's like it doesn't matter. Like you couldn't buy that. Like yeah, obviously someone can sell it and buy it, whatever. But like that was never commercially available. It was supposed to be promotional and thrown away. So like for me to be able to get them before they were ever used, I think is pretty cool.
Gosh, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of video game stuff that I collect. For a while, I was collecting stuff from Watkins Glen, the racetrack in about 2.5 hours from here. Probably out of that collection is I have a couple books. I have one book that I hunted for years. That was probably one of the first books written on the track. I have a couple really old programs from like 50, 60, 70 years ago. Yeah, actually, I think I have one from like 1950. That was I think a birthday or a Christmas gift 20 years. So that's probably that. Video game wise, I have a boxed copy of City Connection somewhere, I think. I hope. Yeah. We were just talking about before that yeah, you streaming. Yeah, I think you do. I think you're. It's such a fun place to be. That I think they on days when you don't stream, people are kind of like, well, what do I do? That's how I am. Like Wednesday, I was like, well, shit. I guess if Matt's not going to stream, I guess I have nothing else to do. I think I'll stream.
What's a little bit scary is I know that people, when you miss a day to stream, what's your instinct to do? You're already on Twitch. You're already there. You go and find someone else, and there's a chance that you like that new person more, and then you may not feel the need to go back. And that's what's scary to me about Twitch. I was talking to Clown Shoes about that, saying like, I don't know if my internet's going to be good for the next 2 weeks. And like, if I'm 2 weeks off, that could be devastating. Like you could lose a whole bunch of regulars, not for any other reason than just the natural progression of, you know what, this person is fresh, new, whatever. I'm going to chill here from now on. Shit.
Yeah, but I think in that same regard though, like I think your diehards are going to be there. Like Groovy's always going to be there. Glitchy, always going to be there. And then in that same token. So now let's just say, like, you know what? I'm gonna stream. Fucking, you're gonna hate this, but I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna fucking stream Starcan.
No, it's not a real game.
You stream it, and you don't. Unbeknownst to you, there is a big people fucking love Starcan, and now you get hit with a big raid. Let's just say like 11 o'clock at night, someone else playing that same game. Starcan 2, Rhoda's sister. Taryn knows, she's played it. And all of a sudden now you have, more people like, oh wow, I love this game as a kid, and now you have more people hanging out that weren't there the day before.
Well, and while I can totally understand that line of logic, the thing that hurts me is that with Twitch, you always have to make progress. If you fall, even if you lose a couple people, say you lose 3 or 4, average view, whatever the metrics go. If I'm going to stream Starcan 2, if I stream Starcan 2 and still have the old people, that's just progress. Like you're gaining. When you're not streaming, you're losing. And when you're streaming something new in the future, yeah, you can get new people, but you're still like you're losing a little bit and then having to gain it back to get back to where you were and go beyond that. If you stay consistent, you should always grow. The trajectory should always be up. If you miss a huge chunk, you're going to go back down and then have to kind of get that back to go back past where you were. So like I feel like it's wasted, but again, you don't control it. That's the part I worried about. It's like I really hope that we can get the internet back, and we did. So no harm, no foul, everything's fine.
And Merch brought up a good point, and that's one of the biggest struggles with for me with this type of stream is keeping up with chat, keeping up with chat at the same time while asking all the questions, having this conversation, but trying to keep chat involved is it's a struggle.
I don't know. Like I am always trying to interact with just about everything. Some things don't require my response, and there's a lot of people in my chat at this point are talking to each other. I will start a stream and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, whatever. And then one person's like, hey, that person. And the other person's like, oh, hey, that person got here. And for 5 minutes, they'll be talking to each other. You don't even need me. Like, right. There are people that show up in the chat to talk to other people in the chat. So, but I do try to prioritize above all things is talking to people. The game I'm playing is secondary to the people who are there. Like the point of Twitch is for people to come and hang out and interact, right?
Right.
If they choose to speak up, you got to speak back. Like you got to speak back fast. And I'm not saying that you have to be like staring at chat, but I have my setup in a way where my gameplay is touching chat. So I'm going to see out of the corner of my eye a piece of text move up, and I instantly snap my eyes to the left and read it and see if it's for me or needs a response or whatever. 100% of the time. And I had someone come in, I think it was last week. I think it was either right before Jackbox or the day of. And you're like, wow, you're like someone who, you seem like a really genuine streamer. I was like, that's a really nice thing to say, but holy shit, thank you. And I was like, I don't know what made you say that, but thank you very much. He goes, honestly, you're talking to like every single person who says something. I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Like, that's because I'm a DM. I feel like for mine, the purpose of my stream is to talk to people. I'm playing a game, and I'm playing a game that I chose most of the time. And if it's a game that someone else chose, I've already done all the research. I've already figured out which ones are going to be entertaining to watch, play, whatever. I'm going to figure out whatever. Like, I do that prep work, quote unquote. But like, I do the things that I need for the streaming before and after. When I'm streaming, it's to talk to the people. It's the gameplay is part of the thing that you're here for, but it's me too, right? So if you can't interact with the game, so interact with the chat or interact with me, right? So yeah, I prioritize. I have it literally lined up so that chat is, I can see it right there. And if I can get my camera in the bottom right of my thing where I can see me, so I know what the stream looks like from the camera perspective and the chat and my gameplay, perfect. I can see everything. And I don't have to move my head around. I don't have to, my head's not snapping back and forth trying to talk to people. No, I can keep it fine.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned about I didn't have enough caffeine today, Merch. I need more. About, people talking to people. I think if your community, if you build, a good community, which I think you have a really strong community, you don't have to worry about someone coming in talking and feeling, out of place because someone like Groovy, like Ellie, or someone's gonna jump in and be like, "Oh, hey, welcome on in." They're not gonna say it like Mickey Mouse, but what streamers inspire you or that you like to emulate?
I'm afraid to emulate yet. I don't look at a streamer and go, I want to do what they do. But Bobo Chet obviously is I would probably say the reason I got going. We watched him forever, and that we just happened to cross him. Let's watch Twitch one day. Let's watch Resident Evil one day, and it was him.
I remember you showed me Bobo Chat, and I'm like, wow, this guy's fucking big. Like he's big. I remember you said something in there, and he's like, "Go to bed, MattyBraun. It's past bedtime." And I'm like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like he's like engaging with you and engaging in chat.
Right.
Like
he's usually very, very good at it.
And he brings in.
They are very good at it.
Like they bring in. They have big numbers, don't they?
Yeah, they are a partner, so it's kind of a big thing.
Oh, I didn't know Bobo was a partner.
Yeah, he's been a partner for years.
Oh wow. So I think that's what impressed me, the fact that they're a partner, and they're just super still engaging in chat. Like
right.
I don't know that very many partners, but I used to be, I'd say Twitch friends with someone who, and she's awesome. And she eventually got partner, and she didn't lose any of that. She kept, and I haven't been in her stream in a very long time, just, for, other than I just stopped being on Twitch for a couple years. But yeah, some people got it. And, Bobo has it in spades.
Yeah. I'd say Bobo. I'm in Rick's stream as off Pickle Rick TTV. I'm Pickle_Rick TTV. That man has the most mature and loving community that I know. And I'm not to take away from ours, but our community's good. Their community is like a weird family. And I do mean weird, like they're all brothers and sisters who rag on each other and just talk all the shit, and they do it out of love. They have like their chat's like 50% mods, and they're all full of chaos. But like his stream and community are incredible, extremely welcoming, pro everyone. Everyone is equal in that stream. I think of actual Pingu the Pang, who I recently became friends with through Mog 888. And that was like a random, hey, raid my friend. And we went in, and that dude is just infinite energy and charisma, which is something I wish I could do. I can be charismatic, but not to that level. I just don't have the... if I were to do it to his level, I'd be faking it. and I never want to fake it on Twitch. If I'm having a bad day, you guys know it. If I'm having a good day, everything feels normal. So I don't ever want to fake it, and to get to his level, I have to fake it. His doesn't feel fake. His feels like that's really him. He's turned all the way up all the time, and it shows. People really enjoy hanging out. Glitchy, see you later, bro.
Have a great night, Glitchy Dance.
And I think of A-Train64, who's someone who's got a really good community, but he is a super relaxed stream, very kind, very soft spoken. Like it's just there's just different kinds of streams. He's got his pet always on cam. He plays any and everything, and it like doesn't get gassed up about a lot of stuff. I really enjoy watching his streams. I see someone like Ultra Tay, who her production is through the roof. Rick's production is also through the roof. There's a lot of streamers out there, and I watch a lot of them. I lurk in a lot of places, and I really like hanging out. Me, Jessica, I love hanging out with her people. Numi, who is someone who's just kind of getting going. She's got a couple hundred followers, but I really think she has a chance to go places if she can kind of get the whole Twitch formula down. There's a lot of people, male, female, just all over the place that I think I could pull a lot from, and really think they have the right tools. They just got to get the tools together. Like I feel like if my ability to produce visuals and content, like to make alerts, to make layouts, to make all that stuff, I feel like I have the personality and I have the ability to just sit and stream 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That is so easy for me. So I wish I could do the other part as effortlessly as other people do. I feel like other people don't have the time that I do. Everyone knows that my superpower is time. Not everyone has the time that I do, but if I could use my time doing the things that they do well off stream and be able to execute the way I feel like I can on stream, I think I could kill it. But that's why I find those people so inspiring, because they have both already. You're like, damn it, how did they do that? But yeah, just a couple names.
I do have a question from the last guest I had on Dinner with Ryoko was Sliced Raven, so I always ask my previous guest for a question for my next guest. And she asked, and we kind of, I think, hit around this, in the last couple minutes here. But she asked, what is your goal with streaming?
My goal with streaming is to make it a full-time thing. I want to be able to, I don't want to say guilt-free because there's not guilt now, but I want to be able to dedicate all of my energy guilt-free to this endeavor. I want to be able to feel as if I'm not skipping out, like I'm not, requiring the support of another person in order to pursue this. This is a dream to me. This is something that, if it could work out, would mean that I had an idea. I was able to give it a shot. It worked out, and I got successful enough to a point where it could sustain me. Like that is my goal. Beyond that, everything would be gravy. If anything went beyond like, hey, I could live off of this, that is what I want. I don't necessarily need it to be, oh my God, I want to have the biggest house or the big, like, I don't need to be some like ridiculous Twitch star. Like, that's not the goal. Would I like that? 100%. That's not the goal. I am setting the goal to sustain life. Like, I want to be able to live based on how this goes. I know that takes time. I know that takes time in terms of patience, of waiting for it to happen, and knowing how many like raw hours I have to put into it. And I know that if you talk to different people, some people say you should stream less and content create more. Some people think that you should half Twitch, half YouTube, and put your YouTube stuff so you end up on Twitch. Like, people end up back at your Twitch seeing what you're doing. Those are the things I don't know how to do. And I just don't even know where to begin to learn what to do. Like, that stuff's tough for me. So, but yeah, if you're asking me what my goal is to be able to sustain on this and be able to learn the craft in terms of content creation, besides hitting the stream button, talking into a microphone and camera for 8 hours, and hitting end stream.
Right.
Like I want to get beyond that.
You've done a couple, I guess, co-streaming with a few people. I know you've technically, I think, co-streamed with Penny, once or twice.
Kinda, yeah.
I guess, what is the, do you want to do you see, it's another ghost. Do you see yourself doing more of that? And is there anyone you'd want to collab with, in the future? Or in the past, if you could travel back in time?
I want to stream with Abraham Lincoln. No, I don't. The co-stream thing to me it doesn't jump out like, oh my God, I want to jump in on someone's stuff. But there are a few people that I think I would want to either physically be in the room with, and I say that for the people who are local, like Pickle Rick, like Rad Does Games. At Rad Does Games, there's another set of guys that their production is unbelievable. They inspire the shit out of me. Those people are close in like drive proximity. I could get to their house within an hour or two. From what I understand, don't know exactly where they live, but they claim New Jersey area, and I am New Jersey. So I would love to do not necessarily both of us streaming from the same place, but like one stream and either it be mine and they're in it, or it's theirs and I'm in it. Those are the kind of things that I find to be appealing to me. I don't necessarily want to do streams at the same time other people are streaming, because typically you want to be in some type of Discord conversation like we are. Trying to maintain two chats for me is, and I'm not saying two chats, but like a voice conversation and a text read speak conversation. I'm not good at that.
It's tough.
I just can't do it. My ability to multitask is limited. And when you add that extra layer, I struggle, and I don't want to struggle. I guess as simple as that sounds, it's not like I don't want to do the work. It's that I struggle with that particular, like, hey, play a game and also hold a conversation and also read and respond to it. Like, to me, that's 3 levels of interaction that is just, I just can't do all 3. One of them are going to suffer. I can play games and read and talk, because playing games is secondary, but I cannot listen and read and talk. I can't do it. I probably couldn't even read and talk. Like, I'm like right now, or listen and read is essentially what I'm saying. I'm reading what people are saying in your chat while we're going. If there's something I need to like directly respond to, I will. Mm-hmm. But I just can't listen, take in, play games, read, and respond. Like, I just can't do all 3 of them. So co-streams don't really appeal to me too much. When people ask me, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll like occasionally that's fine. But I do find that if I'm playing something like Back 4 Blood, where I have a lot of people on Discord, I find myself listening to them, playing the game, getting lost in that, and then looking back and see a whole wall of text I missed. I'm like, fuck. I hate that. I do not like missing a message, let alone a page worth.
Yeah, that's I mean, like doing like something like this, it's tough because I see chat going and like you, like if I need to jump in, but I don't want to be oh, sorry, hang on, Matt. You know, so and so Nightbot just said this, or Taryn just said that. It's, you know, it's tough to be like, and then you see chats going, and there go my frames again.
You're good.
But yeah, it's a struggle. I want to real quick address what.
Hold on, you're chunking up.
Come on, internet, you got this.
So like merch and Taryn, I get that. I know the people that are in chat are there through Twitch. The Discord stuff is good, but the Twitch people are there on the Twitch app to see you as a streamer. The other stuff I feel like is secondary. And not that I'm trying to prioritize people, but like if people are on Twitch to see you, make sure you interact with them. That's how I think. That's in my brain. If I'm streaming on Twitch or people are getting to me through Twitch and they didn't know I existed until Twitch, I want to make sure I interact with those people. Like I prioritize that.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough road to hoe, or road to hoe, whatever the hell the expression is.
What'd you call me?
I called you a hoe. Deal with it.
Okay.
Hey, Matt.
All right. You know what?
What's your favorite multiplayer game?
Street Fighter.
That's a
Definitely Street Fighter.
I like how I almost said that's a dumb question, but people might not know that.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, my brain went Helldivers for a second there, but like that game's too hard. Helldivers is too hard. And I do like me like a 4-player beat 'em up, like a Castle Crashers or the X-Men or Ninja Turtles. I love those kind of games. I really do. No, Taryn, I totally understand. I get it. Like, I know that your styles of streams are just gonna lean towards prioritizing the other people because that's the point of the stream. Totally get that.
And Taryn's lucky enough where someone in the party will be like, "Oh, someone just redeemed this," or someone just said that. So it kind of takes the stress and responsibility off of Taryn, so she can concentrate on the 10 other things that's going on. Usually the chaos that I myself or Modern are causing.
Totally get it. But when it comes to multiplayer games, Street Fighter to me has always been the game that I can just play without having a purpose. Like, I will throw on Ultra Street Fighter 4 after a stream just because I want to do a trial. Like, I just always want to play that game. 5 didn't grab me the same way. 3 was too hard. I liked Alpha 3, but Street Fighter has always been the multiplayer game that I can never get enough of. I never have my fill. I never get sick of it. Like I said, I have platinumed that game, the Street Fighter 4 for PS3, Street Fighter 4 for PS4, and Ultra Street Fighter 4 for PS4. It is essentially the same game with a couple of new twists here and there, but you have to do the exact same list of things 3 times. Holy shit. I can't get enough of it. I enjoyed platinuming all 3 times, and I would do it again. If there was Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PS5, I'd do it again. I just enjoy the gameplay and enjoy playing other people. That's just like it.
See, I find that interesting because I know you and I have like, because you in good fun bust my chops about like playing a game that I've beaten like twice already when there's no like advantage to it. But like you like I guess point maybe, but like a game like Street Fighter, that's not an easy game to platinum. You have no problem platinuming that 4 or 5 times if they re-release it.
I'm going to respond as soon as your frames come back.
Come on, frames. You got
there. You
this.
Go. Yeah, no, it's at least with Street Fighter, come on, frames. Why are you so chunky?
I don't know. KB. Ooh. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. Oh, that's not better.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really bad. Come on. We're almost done. Come on.
Come on, you idiot.
Do it.
I can see Jack's using the point emote in Rick's stream. But at least... Come on, man.
They're really low. I have no idea even how to fix that other than setting.
I mean, if it's your internet speed, that's just what it is. Like, it's just going to happen. With Street Fighter, God, every time I see the Street Fighter, your things go away.
Come back, my things.
Spaghetti-O?
Oh, they're getting better.
Yeah, I think you're good. All right.
We're getting there.
So Street Fighter, at least the single player stuff I can kind of understand. But with multiplayer with that game, which is it's mostly a multiplayer game. Like, you're not playing a fighting game against a computer isn't really going to get people's not going to really stimulate them too much at that point. When you're playing fighting games online, every single time you play a person, there's 40-something characters in that game, and there are probably all kinds of different play style differences, skill level differences. You're not going to play the same kind of person more than maybe a couple times if you happen across them or whatever. And that makes you better as a player. And I think that's kind of a big thing, is I always want to get better at that game. And then I realized I've been playing Street Fighter offline for the longest time, thinking I was pretty damn good. And a lot of people are like, yeah, you're pretty damn good. And I played someone who actually was good and got spanked. I'm like, woo. Okay, so I'm good,
those
but I'm not
nights.
good. Like I'm not that good. Like, but even with that, I enjoy doing because at least I'm good enough in that game where I can pull off those difficult combos. I'm good enough in that game where I can rank up to the level I need to with every single character. Like I have a good enough understanding of the game where it doesn't matter who you give me. I know the mechanics of the game in and out so much that like the knowledge of the game is stronger than the character knowledge. Like I kind of know what each button's roughly going to do. So like you pick up if I handed you a controller and said, "Yo, play Killer Instinct," you would get your ass whooped because Killer Instinct is such a weird game. Street Fighter is a little bit I guess easier. That particular Street Fighter is a little bit easier on the hey, there's 6 buttons, there's 3 punch strengths, there's 3 kick strengths, and here's some basic knowledge. You can pretty much figure it out. I think it's why I like it so much, just because it's home for me. Like I've been playing Street Fighter in arcades since arcades back in like the 90s. But that's just what it is. It's tons and tons of comfort at that point.
I mean, Street Fighter 4, I've seen you play that game for literally almost as long as I've known you.
Yeah, and I'm it's still one of if I fired up my PS5 right now, it'd be one of the most recently like opened apps or games on the system.
Makoto's in it, so you know I'm all about it.
You love it. You're in.
I'm all about it.
It's got probably the best version of Balrog.
Is Balrog in 5?
Yes, he was a first season DLC though, but yes, he was.
What about Makoto? Is she in it yet?
Yeah, she is not. She won't be. The character cast for that is set.
Stupid. Whatever. So a couple more things. What advice do you have for, I guess, aspiring or struggling streamers?
Aspiring as in want to do it? Or
yes.
Okay, so for advice for aspiring streamers, if you're thinking that you want to fucking stream, do it. I don't know how hard I need to not get copyright infringement by Nike. Literally just do it. I was someone who bought the hardware required to stream 3.5 years prior to finally hitting that go live button. And I'm not a person who really talks about regret. I'm not someone who overly focuses on what they didn't do, but holy shit, am I mad at myself for not starting this sooner? I could be on year 5 right now instead of just finishing year 1. And I wish that was the case because I feel like I'd be in a better position. I would trade in those 3 years of selling cars for that, or at least have a better idea, be able to jump on maybe trends and get a better idea of what seasons are like for Twitch, like when's the right time to stream, wrong time to stream, whatever. But literally do it. Whatever reason you think you don't want to stream, ignore it. The act of streaming in the early going of it is the part where you're going to find out if you like it or not. Ignore who's there, ignore viewership, ignore follows. Yes, obviously you need to have people interacting with you. If you can get family members, if you can get friends, if you can get whomever to hang out with you and just get an idea of the dynamic of playing a game, talking into a microphone, looking at a camera, pay attention to the chat. Very basic parts of Twitch that if you think Twitch is just playing a game and people watch you do it, there's a little bit more to it than that. If you think that that's something that you want to do, just literally jump into that pool with your clothes on. Don't even take your phone out of your pocket. Just jump, like literally get in there and start it. Let that be what determines if you should do it. Like people, I can tell you what I did. I was borderline afraid of discovering that I wouldn't like it. Not that I didn't think that I would, not that I didn't think I was capable. I had all the confidence in the world that I could do the thing that I do now. I was afraid that I would be wrong, not necessarily that I couldn't do it, but that I wouldn't like it, or I wouldn't have any success, or I wouldn't have whatever. And that I enjoyed the safety of hope existing versus execution. I like the idea that it was possible that I still had something to look forward to. Like, you know what? One day I'll stream and I'll love it. I almost let that be more enticing than actually doing it. And it's so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid. But I'm glad that my job pretty much paying me to leave was the violent kick in the back to go, dude, there's literally no better time to do it right now. So I did it. And I'm glad I did. It's the best thing. I would say, find out if you love it, find out if you can manage it, find out if you can remove yourself from worrying about how it's going initially, because you're not going to jump on Twitch and get 20 people in your chat unless you get rated. And you're not going to get rated unless you're online.
Yep.
And you're not going to get rated unless someone knows where you are. You're not going to get rated unless you're playing a big game. Like, these are things that you can think about, but it doesn't matter yet. It's just not going to matter that early. It just isn't going to matter. So you need to get on. You need to do it. You need to try it. You need to see if you even like the dynamic that is Twitch. Some people might get in and be good at it and not like it. So think of it that way. Imagine that people love what you're doing, but you don't. You're fucked. It has to be all the things have to fit at once. Sorry for that first half of a long answer. In terms of
great
people who are struggling, I don't know how much I can provide. While I feel like I'm doing well for a person who's only a year in, I know those who did better in under a year. I know people who've done worse for over a year. I would think this is something I've given you advice on. People who suck only succeed when you give them your time. Some people do not like streaming because they don't want to deal with the shitheads that exist.
Yeah.
Stream to the people who want to hang out in your stream. Do not give energy to the ones who are shitheads. The less you feed the troll, the more they starve. It's that simple. Like, straight up, it is that simple. I know there's a lot of people that, like, if they're worried about their viewer count or their followers or all that stuff, that will come. That just comes with time. The only thing that you can do is give yourself more social media presence. People aren't going to find you organically on Twitch. It seems to be the theme. I don't want to speak on it because I just don't know. But it seems that organic growth in Twitch is very, very, very difficult. You have to use outside sources, aka other social media. But if there's something that you like, I know a lot of people that have struggled with dealing with shitty people in Twitch and chats that will show up, they will say and do awful shit, and they will just throw off everything. Ignore them. And I'm not saying I know it's difficult for some people to not like step up and be like, I need to tell this person their business and how terrible they are. Ignore them. They are not worth it. They are not worth your energy. They are not worth your time. They are not worth chat's time. Understand when you're interacting with that shit person, that your chat, your people, your viewership is watching you interact with that shit person. I can tell you that I wouldn't want to watch that. I can tell you I had one raid experience, which is how we've met Fartbag. You know Fartbag, Ryoko. We met Fartbag through a stream where he made a crude joke and the streamer went nuts. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm never raiding here again. I hated that. I hated that so much. Oh yeah, that's JC. That's Mitri made that for me. I hated that so very much. I was like, I'll never come back here again. To the point where I don't even know who they are. Like, my brain went, get that out of here. We made friends with that person, ironically, the one who made the chat so weird. But like, understand when you interact with someone when they're being negative, the chat, the viewership is watching you do that. And for me, I wouldn't want to watch that. So I also wouldn't want to produce that. I don't want to create that content for you to watch. So obviously acknowledge them, because sometimes when they're ignored, they get louder. Acknowledge them and prove and show them you don't care. That's probably the advice I would say, is if people are trying to ruin your time, show them that you're not affected.
No, merch and Mitri are two different people.
Yeah, merch is usually short for merchandise, and Mitri is short for Dimitri.
Or merchant. I think Merch, wasn't your old name Angel Merchant or Merchant Angel? Like 100 years ago? Yeah, and I know like Terrence told me that before. They've been like, don't look at your viewer count. Turn it off.
Oh, I stare at it all the time.
Yeah,
But that's only because I want to know what's working in terms of a game, in terms of a
Right.
time, in terms of a whatever. Like, remember I told you where when I play music, my viewership drops.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that? Yeah, and it's the truth. If I'm playing music, and like people do not come to my channel to listen to music, so no, JC, I got you.
It's short for Merchant. See, I knew it. See, Merchant, I go way back. Yeah, the Merchant Angel. Yep, I remember. In the before times. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up to the floor. Anybody in chat that wants to ask Matty or me anything within reason, ask away. Otherwise, we done here. What's a viewer count?
What's a viewer count? A viewer count is this often inaccurate, but minute by minute tally of people who actively have your stream up and can see what you're doing. You can be in chat and not be counted as a viewer because you can be interactive with the people like the people typing, but not be viewing the stream. What games did Flatty notice the most viewership? Hollow Knight was an unbelievable jump for me. Recently, Animal Crossing and Persona have been very, very good. I want to say Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was the one where I think we built. I would say built, but like we had about 10 or 15 regulars that had never been there because Hollow Knight was about a month long. And we had people coming in all the time. And Hades is really good too. Hollow Knight had people coming in saying, "Hey, did you do this? Did you do that?" They were very supportive. They very much enjoyed watching someone else discover all the things in the game for the first time and not be very spoily. It was really, really good. I would say Hollow Knight.
To answer Merch's question, nobody asked that. No, not yet.
Which one? Did we ask how do you guys choose what to stream? I'm curious. So recently for me, I made an awful idea of having a point redemption be like the next game I play. And I am now about 40 games in the hole. I probably played 10 or 15 of those, but I can't beat them faster than people can accrue points to redeem it and replace it. So I've had to increase the total from 5 to 10 to 25 to 50,000 points. And even with that, I still can't outpace it. I'm eventually going to have to make it like 100 or something because I had 4 people redeem a game in 4 days. And those games are all not short. But I try to focus on things that are either passions or trophy projects, at least for me. I want to play games that are high quality, obviously, like they're going to be somewhat popular, and they're popular because they're good. They're not popular because they're bad. And I can play them on PlayStation and get trophies. So it's going to motivate me to want to play it, motivate me to share it and have fun with it with the community. And it's kind of a win-win where I am playing games I want to play. I'm playing a game that someone picked, and I'm getting trophies. What kind of video games does Flatty like the least? I can't think the last time I played a sport game. I haven't played a basketball, a football, a soccer, a baseball. It doesn't do a thing for me, especially because the next year it's completely different. They make them too often. I can't bring myself to buy them when they're expensive because they're going to make another one next year and make it useless. But I can't bring myself to buy them when they're cheap because they're about to make one to make it obsolete. So I just can't bring myself to buy it. I did buy MLB 17 because it was a limited edition Ken Griffey Jr. version of MLB The Show. Besides that, I only bought that because of the player, not the game. And most is role-playing games. I like role-playing games a ton. Again, it's part of that story / tons of collectability, leveling up, new armor, new spells, new abilities. I just love that shit. I don't know why. I think Dragon Warrior did that as a kid. even though it didn't have that stuff. But you could get spells in that game, and you can level up, and you could get new armor. I just loved it.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking one thing. Maybe. No, I think, yeah, I think we're going to do that. Okay. Almost there. Okay, that is muted. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna about do it. I mean, I could. Oh, Merch's one last question. Do you script streams content? I don't.
No.
I'm by
Nope.
the seam of my pants.
Unless it's a charity stream, and even then, it's still. I can tell you that the more script, the worse I'm going to do. I have a funky thing with expectation. When it's like, okay, people expect me to do this thing. The more you expect out of me, like we expect you to do this every stream, I'm no longer going to want to do that. Not because I just do better when I'm thinking off the fly. It's more natural. It's more authentic. It's going to feel easier for me, and it's going to make for a better stream for you. If I'm in a better mood about it, then it's just going to be good. If it's like, hey, today we're going to plan this weird thing. If it's like, hey, I should probably do this and do that during the stream. The more I think like that, the more I'm going to freeze. You don't want me thinking during stream. You want me everything to be knee jerk. That's the best. That's the best way I operate when it comes to stuff like that. In terms of titles and stuff for the stream, I am typing them 5 minutes before the stream starts. No joke.
I'm about 30 seconds before the stream starts. Or in tonight's case,
I'm counting down to that 6 p.m. though. So like you're just kind of doing it. I'm making sure before 6 p.m. I have it.
I mean, tonight we spent probably the first hour before the break. People thought we were playing Animal Crossing because I hadn't changed that from the other night.
All right.
Last night. Hidden gem game.
Hidden gems. Sayonara Wild Hearts and Hollow Knight. Even though they're not hidden, they're extremely well known games. But
okay, I think that's gonna do it. Matty, thank you so much for coming
you are
on.
welcome.
This is probably the longest dinner with Ryoko I've done. I think Matty's still using
sure
that
is. It's right to my right.
But yeah, I thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you everyone. Thank you Matty, Groovy, Taryn, Glitchy, Brain Boxers, Old Gray One, and everyone else. I'm Mr. Bonsai, I think, Help, and everyone else that donated tonight. And thank everyone that hung out. I really appreciate it. We have hit our sub goal. So I will be drinking eggnog on stream on Christmas. And I'm not looking forward to it.
Gracie, you're welcome. Groovy, you're welcome.
Yep, thank you. And yes, thank you, Groovy, JC. Thank you everybody for coming out. And yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. I think we're gonna go raid Penny.
Okay.
There's our so yeah, you guys can copy paste that. We'll
Copy that.
Go say hi to Penny. And I won't be live at all next week. Well, this week. Maybe a pop-up stream depending on how I'm feeling after work. But next weekend I will be home in Jersey, be hanging out with the family, hanging out with MattyBraun. Watching my Eagles beat whoever the hell they're playing next Sunday.
Washington.
Washington. Oh, there we go. That'll be fun. And yeah, I think that's it. So if I'm not live again at all this week, I will be live most of the day on Christmas. So come out for that. It'll be fun. I'm going to click this thing. I didn't want to click that. I just made a clip. I don't know why that's there.
Clip it!
It's my first day streaming, you guys. Penny Piston.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And once again, thank you to Matty. I'm so glad we got to do this. I've been wanting to do this forever. And I'm just glad it all worked out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes, and we are going on a raid. I'm Ryoko. And I'm glad you're still here. I'm ready to raid. Come on.
At the movies.
At the movies. And I think we're... And we're...
You end your stream.
I get it.